Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. Oh, and it has... I am not centered. Maybe like Brian Williams, my face is just crooked or whatever. Like, hi, I'm Brian Williams. Anyway, today has been a long day. Many of you are curious about so many things, and I have answers for many of them, which I am authorized to release directly. And yeah, it's gonna be a little bit interesting. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to kill some time and let people fill in, because I know there's gonna be a lot more people coming into the show over the next 10 minutes. So bear with me. I'm gonna preview what's going on and all of that stuff. We'll do some chats that are early. We'll get there. But look, I know there's a bunch more people who are gonna join. It's already jumping, and I don't want people to miss things. I don't want to go back and repeat it. I would like to lay these things out. So give me a second. I'm gonna take a drink of this tea, and I'm gonna take a drink of this tea, and then we're gonna get into some things. And it's gonna be good. The water is good and fine and warm. Come on in to this law jacuzzi. Now, some of you may have noticed some things have happened over the past 2 days. These things are not out of the ordinary. They're actually very much in the ordinary, but they're funnier because they're a little bit, they're Ron and Monica, Shane, and the other insufficient people are all freaking out, right? They're freaking out over some of the stuff that's happened. Like, for example, me telling the jelly bean story. I guess they thought that story wasn't ever going to come out. I don't know. Hey, sweetheart, it's gonna be in the petition. It's gonna be in the documents. You have asserted over and over and over that this investigation was something. Now, it's a lie that the investigation was impactful. Or I shouldn't say that. But the investigation was a sham. And you probably know that. So, of course, we're going to talk about what's in the investigation. What did you think? It was just not going to come out that you made a joke about eating someone into a sex joke on your own and then decided that that was sexual harassment years later and went crying to Papa-in-law about it, right? You call up Sony, stepdad Sony, and why did you say that Sony did the investigation? Why would you do that? I didn't say Sony. I said Funimation. I was leaving Sony out of this. Why did you tell the world that Sony investigated this? Because it's very interesting for Funimation to say, following an investigation, Funimation made a statement. Sony did the investigation. Sony did, right? Sony HR. You know this. I know this. Now the world knows this. Sony HR did the investigation. Why is Funimation releasing statements about the termination decision? Why are they doing that? Why are they trying to implicate the investigation of Sony as the reason for the termination? Now, you're out there, you brilliant little Betty. You're out there blathering on about how, oh, it wasn't this. This isn't the reason he was fired. Well, Pumpkin, what reason was he fired for? Because Funimation, who are you throwing under the bus? Who goes under this short bus that you're riding in? You're not driving it. Who goes under the short bus here? Is it Funimation that goes under the bus for implicating the investigation that you're now saying isn't relevant? Do they go under the bus? Or do you go under the bus for saying that there was this investigation the whole time? Or do you go under the bus because you're going to imply that some other reason is the reason that Vic was fired? Might it be a set of communications between you and other people and Funimation executives threatening something like, I don't know, not working for Funimation anymore if they kept Vic Mignogna on board? Would that be it? Because I think there's a word. There's a word for that. What is it? Turtleless. No, it's Dragon Ball. Turtleless interference. Tortious interference, right? So which one is it, Monica? Did you and several other people in what we would call a civil conspiracy get together and cry and fuss and raise a giant stink to Funimation executives to get Vic fired? Or was it the investigation that got Vic fired? The investigation that wasn't conducted by Funimation, the one that was conducted by Sony HR. Did that one get Vic fired? Or wait, it couldn't have though, right? Because I'll tell you what's in that investigation. We're going to go through it again, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. And we'll just have to see if that's it. I mean, you're now saying that it wasn't this story that I told, the jelly bean. You're ludicrously asserting that it's just another instance of inappropriate conduct. But eating a jelly bean at someone, even like making a dad joke after it, isn't sexual harassment unless you're a lunatic. So are you a lunatic? I think so. I'm watching you be one. I'm watching it right now. You're completely unhinged. You have no idea what any reality is. Like your connection to reality right now. Think about this, Monica. Your connection to reality right now is that someone ate a jelly bean that you signed and gave to them, and they said, now I've eaten you. That is sexual harassment. That's your tenuous connection to reality. It is the thinnest thread I have ever seen. The only thing thinner... You almost got me to tell a joke. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tell an impotence joke right now. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do that. I haven't even started drinking yet, and you've almost got me to an impotence joke. Okay. Let me hit these chats. Sorry, I'm ranting. I'm already ranting, and I'm not supposed to be ranting yet. I'm supposed to ease into this. We're supposed to have a little foreplay. Don't report me to my boss for sexual harassment for that joke. We're supposed to warm it up a bit, right? Get cozy. Supposed to get cozy, get a little close, maybe some little over the clothes stuff, and then we're supposed to get into the ranting. That comes in a little bit. So let me do these chats first. And where? Come on now. There we go. Do these chats real quick, and then we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that ranting a little bit. All right. Ink penification. Phoenix Wright drinking game. Drink every time someone says hold it and objection. Bonus shots whenever someone slams a court desk. There you go. Ricky B says, what happened to your beard? Well, it just got trimmed. It'll be back very soon. Make no mistake. Just like to keep it somewhat, it grows faster than my hair. So I got to keep it sometimes close to the length of the hair. That's all. Thank you for the message retracted. I don't know what that was, but I appreciate it. Sakaki Onsai says, so I need to ask, just how much Dutch did Monica Rial get her case into by admitting that she contacted Sony today? I don't know. I mean, that was gonna come out when the lawsuit came out, because that's in there. It's in there. The details of the investigation are in the lawsuit. Of course they are. But it's so dumb for someone to routinely insist that something is confidential and private and all of that stuff when it's absolutely not. And it's about to be a matter of public record. And I know you think you know who my source is, but you don't. I can promise you you don't. And that's the most fun part, is you think you got it figured out, and yet you're always, always, always behind. Because listen here, sweet cheeks, I've known the jelly bean story since I started talking about it. And I don't mean the jelly bean story. I mean, since I started talking about the case. You don't know my source. You're not going to figure it out. And that's the best part. So, yeah. So she probably didn't do anything to, like, make her case worse. I mean, calling Sony, honey, if you're expecting Sony to save you, I got news. Sony ain't saving you. Sony ain't saving you. Okay. How much stupidity does Shane have to do to get served? Always a little more. Why would Shane get served? Shane is irrelevant. And not just in the lawsuit, but in the lives of everyone. Shane is unimportant. He's desperately trying to act like he's important, like he has inside info. You know what's going to happen is if you go depose Shane, he's going to sit there and not know anything because Shane is dumb. Does Monica know your source? I just covered that. No. Endless End 2646, my first super chat. Thank you so much. Grabbed a bottle of Glenlivet 15 French Oak Reserve for a night like this. Ooh, I hope it's good. Greetings from Baton Rouge, home of the original Raising Cane's. Have a wonderful stream, buddy. Thank you so much. Mortzula says 2-year legal battle between Qualcomm and Apple ends in, wait for it, dropping all lawsuits and doing more business. Fanfare +1 credibility points. You like Ty said it. The best way to resolve a business dispute is to just do business. Just do business. It's amazing what that accomplishes. You make money, they make money, everybody's happy. Swarm 069. Greetings from Quebec. First time getting you live, so here is small something from me. Keep up the good fight. Thank you so much. Already sent you 20. So here, another. Get something tasty on my account. Also, orcs is the shootiest there is. Yes, they are. Orcs are certainly the shootiest there is. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. Mithran Emrys says, 1, Monica isn't a lunatic. She just plays one on TV, on Twitter. I think you're giving a lot of credit. 2, Monica believes in reality, not reality. And 3, Monica sold out Sony. I'm sure that'll work out well for her. Well, here's the thing. What if Sony didn't have anything to do with the hiring and firing decision? What if that entire investigation done by Sony was because Funimation has a completely dysfunctional, if even existent, HR, and they just wanted some sort of excuse, so they asked Sony to do an investigation. It turned up nothing, and then they went ahead and fired him anyway, so they could say following an investigation. Maybe that's what happened. And in that case, they all threw Funimation under the bus. Sony didn't do anything wrong. And maybe that's why Sony's lawyers aren't involved yet. You know, actually, let me tell you guys something. For all this bravado and bluster, for all the bravado and bluster of these people, I got my lawyer. I've got the best law firm in the country. Blah, 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 right? Oh, Monica and Ron, they've got the best lawyer in the country. Blah, blah, blah. Everything. Oh, Sony's going to come in and save the day. Funimation. Man, Funimation's really worried about this. if these people had lawyers, one of two things would happen, I would guess. You guys will have to figure it out. But let me tell you what has not happened. What has not happened. I have not been contacted by a single attorney asking me to stop because I was, somehow harming their client. Not one. Not an email, not a phone call, not a voicemail, not a letter, not a cease and desist, not a demand. Not a single thing has come to my attention from any other lawyer. Not one. Here I am, absolutely demolishing clients. Absolutely, their social media is wrecked. Their credibility is in the toilet. And every day I come on here and I talk about it, just about every day. And it doesn't ever go well for them. And not one attorney has contacted me demanding or even asking that I stop. Not one. That's weird. Number two, not one attorney has contacted Ty telling him, this would be incorrect, but not one attorney has contacted Ty telling him to tell the YouTube guy to shut up. Not one. I mean, if I were their attorney, I would certainly at least tell me to shut up. I would say, no, you've got nothing that you can do to me. So, no, I'm not employed by Vic. I'm not employed by Ty. I'm a private citizen. I'm not working on this case. I've taken no money from any party to this case. And you can shove it. I'd certainly tell him that. But not one has contacted me and not one has contacted Ty, despite their insistence on the erroneous assumption that I am employed by somebody in this dispute, which I am not. No one has been contacted about it by an attorney or by one of the parties. So, I'm sure you've all got great attorneys. I'm sure you've paid them your retainers and it's working well, but I just don't believe you. I just don't believe you. So that said, what's next? Where were we? Super chats. Still a couple more of those 21s to go through. Craven Moorhead says, finally got all the endorsements added to my CDL, renewed my DOT medical card, and passed a random company drug test today. Time to celebrate with Nick. Hey, buddy. Congrats. I am going to... what are we doing today? Ooh. I'm gonna do this. This is some Alberta Premium from one of my friends, one of my Canadian friends, who brought this to me. This is in honor. We're gonna polish off this bottle. Not much left. Maybe 1.5. Maybe a double, somewhere in there. 1.5, I think. We're gonna polish off this bottle in honor of Alberta throwing out their commie socialist government and putting in a more capitalist sort of government. Good job, Alberta. It's not the whole of Canada. Trudeau is still Trudeau. But Alberta, here's to you. All right. Miss Meadow Kitty says, Nick, you have the best fans. Can you please thank Corono and Otakumus Prime for checking up on me after my car wreck the other day? Thank you, and I love your show. Absolutely. Corono and Otakumus Prime, thank you so much for checking into Miss Meadow Kitty. Very nice of you guys to do that. And thank you for loving the show. Thank you for watching and being here. Siren Jag says, I'll say it. Her grasp on reality is tinier than Ron's manhood. Yes, that's a double entendre. Sometimes the joke is just there, out in the open, tweeting behind a block. There you go. The Minecrafter says, Ron, I bet you don't even remember my name. Nick Soye. Ron, it's Toye. Nick, no, it's Soye. Ron, I think I know my own name. Nick, you think you know your own name, but how stupid are you? Boba Fett for Life says, can we take a moment to remember these wackadoos have parents and soon we'll be moving back in with them? Fun explains to mom and dad. RIP, their parents empty nesting. The Texan 83 says, trust me guys, this law firm with really great people. When I tell you really great people, I mean just the best people. They are huge, the hugest of firms. Such a huge firm with just the greatest people. Really tremendous. Absolutely the best of law firms with lawyers and even the paralegals. Even not a single Canadian paralegal among them. So there you go. That's the chats. Let's jump into what's on the docket. I know the burning question for all of you guys is, where are the lawsuits? I agree. I 100% agree. I talked to Mr. Beard himself today, and I said, where are the lawsuits? Because, like, I'm dying out here. And here's what he told me to tell you. Here's what he authorized me to tell you. First of all, some new information, discovery, but not a discovery motion, just some discovery information came in at the last minute. The suits were basically prepped to go out on Monday, but they were alerted to some new information that should go in the petition. That came in yesterday, late yesterday. So then they have to review it. They have to authenticate it. They have to incorporate it into the petition. They have to modify the fact section that's already written. They have to do all of this. You can't just like tape it to the back and throw it in there, right? You have to make sure that it's legitimate, because you have to be able to prove this type of stuff. We'll talk about it when it comes out. But this all comes in late yesterday. So they have to get all that stuff done. Petitions weren't quite ready to go out. So today, petition gets signed off by everybody involved. And in the evening, after filing time, the petition was sent back to Ty for final approval. And at this point in the game, it's merely up to making sure there are no major errors and eliminating any minor possible typos and stuff like that they can find. And it should be filed tomorrow. Unless, I have to put the caveat, and you'll learn this about lawyers. There's always an unless. Unless Ty or his team wake up tomorrow to some bombshell discovery that requires being in the petition. And the list of things that could be at this point are very, very few. I mean, we're talking about highly incriminating video of the defendants admitting to a bunch of things, stuff like that, stuff that probably does exist because they're that stupid. It probably does exist, but I have not become aware of any of that, and I am not aware of Ty's team becoming aware of any of that. But it should be filed tomorrow. So once it is filed, I've got my monitors on looking for the filing. Once I find it, I will be procuring the documents in full, hopefully by tomorrow night. And then I will decide which one of the lawsuits we start going through. There are allegedly 4, although a 5th one is now possible. That new information that came out yesterday, or that came Tuesday, I guess. Wait, yesterday is Tuesday. The new information that came Tuesday potentially puts a certain party, voiced by Gilbert Gottfried, on the menu. Now, I don't know if Iago is added to the lawsuit tomorrow or not. However, what I'm told is that the info that came in on Iago, we're going to talk about some of that in a little bit. The info that came in on Iago puts him on the dartboard, so to speak, of filing. But I don't know if they're going to try and file Iago tomorrow or if they'll just wait, a little bit and solidify some things and file later. Don't know. There's no reason to. I know right now that law firm is itchy to get these 4 suits filed. They're now a couple days past their plan, and they want to put it into motion. So, but I'm probably lying, right? Probably have no idea what's going on. So take it all with a grain of salt. I mean, Ty told me to say this, told me I could say all of this, but you have to take my word for it. So, let's talk about Iago. Let's talk about Iago. Iago has had this benefit for a while, where we know behind the scenes, I know from my sources, Ty's team knows from his sources, that Iago, my sources know about this, obviously. There are many people out there who know about Iago. And they know that Iago is orchestrating much of this. He's involved. He's involved to the point where he is able to be sued. He's involved to the point where he's able to be sued. However, publicly, Iago has been not so vocal. And the publicly available stuff, there might be something suable in it. There might be. But it's the private stuff that really, really, really hangs Iago, right? It's the private stuff that really does it. So that's been a challenge. Now, you know that on Discovery, you're going to get this stuff. You're going to get somebody to say something in deposition, throw Iago under the bus. You're going to get some documents in Discovery that's going to bring Iago to the forefront. You're going to get an email or text message somewhere. We know where some of them are. Just a matter of acquiring them. That's going to happen. But I'll tell you this. Iago, we now have very good evidence that in actually not even late, almost late 2017, think somewhere between August and October, no, 2018, August and October 2018, that you specifically called Vic Mignogna a pedophile to a third party. Iago, let me tell you what happens when you tell somebody that somebody else is a pedophile, especially when you do it inside your industry. You get sued for defamation, and it's defamation per se, because pedophilia is what we call an issue of moral turpitude. And if you impugn someone's moral turpitude to the point where you say that person has sex with children, you better be right. You better be right, you scumbag. So, Iago, I don't know if you're getting sued tomorrow, or a week from tomorrow, or 2 weeks from tomorrow, or 3 weeks from tomorrow. But what I'll suggest is what Mr. Beard already said. Why don't you walk down to your bank, withdraw $200,000, and give the retainer to your attorney? Because you're gonna need it. Sorry. And if you think that's all they've got, is proof of you saying that Vic Mignogna is a pedophile to a third party in 2018, before this was all public. So you don't even get to say, well, I was caught up in this wave of weird Twitter morons and I just got caught up and I heard that he had done all this stuff. No. You don't get to ride that wave, son. You don't get to ride it. You paddled too late. Too early? You paddled too early. You missed the wave. That came in behind you. You already said the defamatory statement. So good luck defending that. Good luck defending that. Sweet tea down, whiskey. But, Iago, in case you were wondering, no. You defaming someone with a charge of pedophilia, which is imagine explaining to a jury why you called someone in your industry a pedophile to another person in your industry. Imagine explaining to a jury that you're trying to make a joke or you're doing something. Imagine sitting in front of 12 people who have fathers, brothers, and sons and explaining to them why you would casually throw out the term pedophile. What, you didn't mean it? Were you cracking a joke there, Iago? Because guess what? I'm pretty sure that excuse is going to get defeated real quick. But I don't know. Maybe you've got a way to explain it. Good luck. You'll need it. Coop says, this is amazing. I am so hard right now. Mithrin Emrys says, we can't believe Nick. I mean, it's not like Nick has a proven track record of being right about things. Oh, wait. He does have that record. Uh-oh. Things just keep going wrong for them. Sounds like Iago has issues. Iago has big issues. Big issues. And like I said, pay your retainer. You may want to pay it now. You may want to pay it now. Oh, and I mean, Rial and Toye, I'm working off an assumption that you haven't paid your retainer either. That you said to your attorney, hey, I'm probably going to get sued. What do you think? And he's like, just go ahead and come back when you do and bring me the documents. I'm operating under that assumption. If that's true, I mean, tomorrow's as good a day as any to go ahead and pay it. Because if you think it's going away because you don't trust me, I've done nothing this entire time other than tell you, one, exactly what's coming, and two, exactly what you should be doing. Shut up, shut down your social media, and go talk to an attorney. From day one, you can't tell me I've said anything else to you other than to make fun of you for not doing the only thing that any attorney on earth is going to tell you to do. Shut up. Shut down your social media and go talk to an attorney in your jurisdiction. How in God's name you are so stupid? How you are so stupid that it took you till like a month and a half into this to finally shut your mouth, go talk to an attorney, and then how much more stupid you've been to wait like 5 days and immediately start blabbing again, all because you don't think I know what I'm doing. That's embarrassing for you. That's very embarrassing for you, because if you talk to any attorney, they're going to say, you know what? I mean, the lawyer on YouTube, don't pay attention to him, I guess, but that's a real firm there in Tyler. And if they're saying they're going to sue you and they're sending you these letters, you should shut up. You should shut down your social media and you should get an attorney in your jurisdiction. You should probably get ready. The whole time I've told you, and then I've told you over and over and over what was coming and what evidence was there over and over and over. I mean, I left some things out, right? But you already knew what I was leaving out. You keep saying that you know more than me, that you have all of this secret info. Well, I'm going to blow that out of the water tonight, sweet cheeks, because I know what actually has mattered in all of this. Because I have sources that are as good as you. That's what's going on here. And I've had them the entire time, because you'd be surprised who actually doesn't like you and is willing to talk about just how horrible you are. You'd be shocked when you go off of Twitter and you get out of the fan base that people see right through your high-pitched little voice and your cute little innocent demeanor. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You washed up idiot. There are so many people who don't actually like you, and they've all got stories, and the stories are good. They're good. And the reason they're good is because how many of you tried to refute? You couldn't even refute the most embarrassing story so far, which is the jelly bean story. You couldn't even deny it because it's true. Even though it was from an internal investigation and no one should have known that story. It's confidential. It's not. It's not confidential. It's just not readily accessible to the public. But you got leaks in your organizations. You got leaks all over the place. You got leaks at Zenkai Con. You got leaks at Kamea Con. You got leaks everywhere. You're a sinking ship. Your career is going into the ocean. And unlike the Titanic, no one's going to look for it when you're gone. But they're all over the place. And you would be surprised. I guarantee you, someday, if I ever get to reveal these sources, you will probably just cry, feeling the knives go into your back, and you'll know for 1 second, what it felt like for Vic when all of his friends decided that his career needed to die for social justice or whatever. Or just plain jealousy, you embarrassing, unsuccessful lady. You'll know it. You'll know it then. And you won't even be able to cry at that point, probably. You'll just go, I guess I should have seen it coming. They're all over. And it's amazing how willing to talk most of them reach out to me. Okay. So we've got... Oh, I should go ahead and say, Igor. Oh, this is juicy. This is different. I almost forgot about this. I was so wrapped up in the moment that I almost forgot about this. Along with Iago, along with evidence of Iago, they got evidence on Igor. And Igor, the best part about Igor is probably too dumb to understand who Igor is, but they've got it on you too. And I've been authorized to suggest, this is new, no one knows this, but there is now not only an Iago and an Igor, there's also a Renfield. Now, let me spoil one thing before you speculate. Don't start speculating. Renfield is not a fat orca. Everybody's hopeful of that. Renfield is not a fat orca. There's only some letters that are similar. Don't read into that. But there is a Renfield. Some people, I've been reading the Kiwi Farms, notorious nasty doxers, Kiwi Farms. Some people have accurately speculated who Renfield is, although they were asking if Renfield was Igor. Renfield's name is known in this dispute already. However, the evidence against Renfield was not available until just yesterday. So, we've now got we've now got the initial 4 parties that Ty mentioned. We have 3 additional parties that are on the chopping block for suits. Got Igor, Iago, and Renfield. I hope they're ready. I hope you're ready. Diligent Gravy says, conservative Canadians watching Trudeau can plainly see that he is so beta cucked and his head is so far up the left's SJASS, he couldn't find his way out of his own. Knob Creek Whiskey, salute to you, sir. Alberta Premium to you, buddy. Next. Johnny Killer, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. I think there was a donation with no comment that I need to mention. There was one that message was redacted. There was a message redacted, $20 donation. I don't know who sent it, but thank you so much for sending it. But I don't get the information once you redact it. I can't even see who it was. So, let's see. What do we got next? Because I'm not done. I'm not done, am I? What else is there? Oh, the Funimation investigation. Or should I say the Sony HR investigation? I was talking a little bit about this earlier. Now, let's do a segment called How Not to Damage Control Your Ludicrous Story, defaming a man by implying he engaged in sexual harassment when he didn't. But first, Phil Rogie says, you are the Gutenberg press of the legal realm. Keep up the good work, Rackets. I will. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Sony. It was at Johnny Killer with the blank $20. At Johnny Killer. Thank you. Thank you so much. Raven Moorhead says, Null's YouTube account got terminated today, like 6 minutes into the stream. Yes, it did. I'm hopefully gonna get, information on it, but you can find Kiwi Farms and Null, their live streaming channel, on DLive for now. I believe he has appealed the YouTube takedown. He's over on DLive, so go find him there. And guys, I think I actually might have a DLive account. There is a Rekieta Law on DLive, and I think that might be me. I gotta check. I don't know. If it's broadcasting anytime recently, it's not me. I don't think I ever broadcast to DLive, but I do think that I have one, and I might start multi-streaming to it. So there we go. That investigation. Oh man, Nicholas Smith says, as a recently licensed male teacher, a false accusation like that would absolutely destroy my family and my professional reputation. Even if I sued for defamation, that follows you. I've seen it. It does. It does. And it does to conventions too. It's similar in the voice acting community because, frankly, they're around minors. I mean, that's part of anime. And this convention community is that minors attend. Takaki Onsai says, but Master, I didn't know. Punish me, hurt me. I deserve it, but I failed you. I'm a useless, pitiful fool who's betrayed you. You must hurt me. Renfield, Dracula, Dead and Loving It. There you go. Great movie. Dracula, Count Dracula. Scheduled? Okay. So we are back on we're back on that investigation. Sony investigated. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I kept saying Funimation because I didn't want to tilt my camera down. I could do that. Yes. I can do that a bit. All right. So I kept saying Funimation because it wasn't really publicly known that Sony did any investigation into Vic Mignogna. In fact, Funimation heavily implied that they did. The IO9 article suggested that it was Funimation, but it was Sony. Now, is Funimation a subsidiary of Sony? Yes. Does that mean that Sony HR does Funimation's investigations? No. Does Sony have hiring and firing decisions over Funimation at some level, yeah, but they probably delegate hiring and firing decisions to Funimation's management. So I didn't mention that it was Sony. I've known from the day I started covering, well, a couple days after I started covering this, I've known about Sony's investigation into Vic. Now let me talk about that. How do you damage control something like this, right? Monica's answer has been baffling. One, Monica's answer is, well, I mean, it's an instance of sexual harassment. No, it isn't. No, it isn't, you hussy. Of course it's not an instance of sexual harassment. It's just a lame, unfunny joke. If he had said, now I can say I've eaten out Monica Rial, or gone down on Monica Rial, or licked the lady parts of Monica Rial, or something like that, different story. Different story. But that's not the story, is it? Because that wasn't the actual joke, and you know it, and that's why it took you something like 8 years. Something like 8 years to pass that story on to Sony HR, right? Right? Because you knew it wasn't sexual harassment then. It's still not today. It still wouldn't be today if I eat a jelly bean with someone's dumb name on it that they decided to write on it and give to me, and I just said, oh, now I've eaten you. Haha, sucker. That's not actually sexual harassment. Even if I say, now I can say I've eaten Lady Rackets. That's not sexual harassment either. Even though I added a debonair voice or whatever you want to call it. It's not sexual harassment just because you're insane several years later. Okay? It's not. I don't know how else to tell you. And yes, I know there are people out on Twitter saying sexual harassment's in the eye of the beholder. Not really. Not really. Now, in the sense of you saying, look, I get you were making a joke, but that joke actually made me uncomfortable. I took that as kind of like a sexual sort of thing. I don't know if you meant it that way, but could you please not say that? Yes, 100%. Do that. Go ahead. Inform someone that they may have accidentally harassed you, or maybe even on purpose. But it's not sexual harassment if they made an innocent comment, you took it the wrong way. That doesn't mean they get fired. That doesn't mean you report them to HR, and you know this because anybody knows this. Craven Moorhead says, real human being. Okay. Azriel Cypher. Since when sexual harassment is in the eye of the beholder? This isn't a super chat, but this is important. It is so long as you inform the other party. This is how harassment works oftentimes in law, is when you feel harassed in a situation that is not overtly harassing, right? Like they're not saying, hey girl, pull up that skirt. Let me see the goods, or whatever they say. I don't know. I'm not good at pickup lines. If they're not overtly harassing you and you find something uncomfortable, that's what I mean by it's in the eye of the beholder. And you're encouraged to either let that person know or ask someone to help let that person know and just say, hey, you know what? I took offense to this. Now, typically that happens right after the incident, not years later, not to HR. These are things that can be handled in any workplace except one filled with lunatics. Someone earlier aptly compared this case to watching Mean Girls, but Mean Girls set in a mental asylum. That's what this is like. That's actually very, very accurate. Okay. Now, I've told you there are two other stories on the investigation for Funimation. Sony. Two other stories, right? One of them involves a consensual kiss. I don't believe the victim of the consensual kiss has spoken about this. And so I am not going to mention the victim's name of the consensual kiss. I'm not going to do that because I don't actually have any information to suggest that that person said anything about it. Other than maybe they talked to someone. Maybe they talked to somebody and then that person brought it when they decided to go all in on Vic. I don't know. I don't know how that came out. But until I have more information, I'll keep that person's name intact. The third story involves no sexual contact, not even a kiss, not even a touch. Didn't take place at Funimation. Didn't take place on Funimation time. Didn't take place at Sony and didn't take place at Sony time. I know the story. I'm not going to release it. I'm not going to release it. But here's the thing. All of these people, right? Monica, Ron. Hey, Monica, you've said it's a confidential investigation. How does Ron seem to know so much about it? You lying idiot. You liar. Why are you lying? I've shown you over and over and over again that I know the truth. I still know the truth about Zenkai-Con, you liar. I know the truth about Kamea-Con, you liar. Over and over and over again. You've seen, I know you don't say it publicly. I don't even need you to acknowledge it publicly. But stop trying to pretend that I'm not informed on this issue. Stop trying to pretend that. It just makes you look even worse. Why are you still lying? Okay. If it's so confidential, how does Soye know so much about it? He's your fiance, not your husband, and he's not a Funimation employee. If it was confidential, me releasing the details would be actually less bad than you releasing them to him. And if it's confidential and if that is some sort of disciplinary offense, then I suppose you need to be fired under that standard because you clearly have informed Ron Toye about the investigation. Or maybe it isn't confidential at all. But here's the thing, sweetie. I'm some semblance of a journalist. So I get this cool legal protection in constitutional law where so long as I did not induce a criminal act to acquire information, I can release it even if it's private. How unfair is that? How unfair is that? That means that it doesn't matter if you had some sort of discussion with your therapist and I acquired it through no illegal act of my own and released it, nothing happens to me because I have this cool journalistic shield where I can release whatever I obtain legally. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, because I'm a lawyer, I actually have obtained all of this information legally, and no matter, even if it was private, confidential, anything short of it being a federal crime to release government data, anything short of that, I can 100% release it. And just be glad that I don't release it all. Because I'm completely insulated from whatever stupid threat you may conjure up. Because this is America, Jack. This is America. Eat it. Eat a jelly bean, bitch. That said, what's the second aspect? Oh, I should close this. The second defensive strategy of Monica Rial is to first say, well, this is an instance of inappropriate behavior. It's very inappropriate. How inappropriate? Okay, whatever. Any sane person goes, he ate a jelly bean. So what? Why would he eat a jelly bean with Sharpie on it? That's weird. But he ate a jelly bean. That's, I mean, who cares? I eat jelly beans all the time. I don't like them, but other people. All right. What's your next avenue of defense? Well, that's just one thing. You guys don't know. You guys don't know what was in that investigation. Listen here, Pudding Cup. It's coming out in the documents that are being filed probably tomorrow. None of this is privileged. It's all about to be public knowledge beyond my sources. Beyond my sources, it's about to be public knowledge. But here's the deal. You know, or if you don't, this is going to be embarrassing. I know that there are precisely 3 instances that were investigated by Sony, and only 3. And only 3. Because my source, and maybe you don't know this, and if you don't, I'm apologizing in advance that no one thought to tell you, but my source tells me that Vic Mignogna was asked about 3 instances. Just 3. So if you're going to say there was an investigation and there were more than these 3 stories, you've got 3 options. 1, no, there weren't. If Sony only deigned to talk to Vic about 3 stories, maybe there were only 3 stories. Or there were 3 stories that Sony found worth it to talk to Vic Mignogna, and the others they found to not even be credible enough to investigate. That's your second option. Or your third option, and this one makes the least logical sense, would be that Sony had some other instance that they found so egregious to make it a terminable offense, and they didn't need to even talk to Vic about it, but then they still talked to Vic about these 3 other instances. That doesn't add up. That's not how HR works. If you have enough to terminate someone, why in God's name would you ask them questions about all of the other instances but not the one you're going to terminate them on? And if they did, let me head this off. That is the least likely possibility. I think you know it was only those 3. I think you know it and are just playing stupid. But if you don't, and if you suggest that there are these more things that Sony could have done, if that's the case, then it wasn't an investigation at all, and you know it. Because if you don't give someone notice and opportunity, then you didn't conduct an investigation in any semblance of the word. In any semblance. This is not like they investigated someone's criminal record and found a rape charge. That's not what happened, and you know it. And you know it. You've got something stupid like Samantha Inu Hart saying, well, he asked me about my salary or something. Yeah, is that the bullying and sexual harassment that you got, you weird, ugly person? You know it because it's the truth and it's coming out in the lawsuits, and you won't be able to deny this anymore. You won't be able to lie to people anymore. You've put so much stock into your own lies, and it's going to come back and bite you. By the way, you've also reduced your credibility as your own witness. Because who's going to believe you? Who's going to believe you when you say, I'm telling the truth in court? Because you're going to get on the stand, you're going to say, I'm telling the truth. I'm saying this under oath. I'm telling the truth. And then Ty or an Amazon or whoever, some intern, first-year law student could do this, will come up and say, what about here, 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 and here, that you publicly lied about this? What about here, and here, where your deposition disagrees with your public statements and disagrees with what you're saying on the stand right now. Oh, did you not think about the fact that you're going to have to either keep up the lie and perjure yourself, or you're going to have to admit to lying? And guess what? I'm gonna get the deposition transcripts and read them. So we're gonna see all the lies. Because either you're gonna tell the truth, or you're gonna perjure yourself, and then you might go to jail. And if you perjure yourself, guess what happens? You lose. You just flat out lose. So good luck. Good luck. Master Thomas says, do you believe that all this has to do with the fact that they are envious of Vic? I think that's gotta play into it. The reactions remind me of Helga Pataki from Hey Arnold, and it's pretty messed up. Just a theory. I think it's a good theory. I think it's true. I think they don't understand that Vic knows how to interact with fans. I think they look at fans like dollar signs. They look at fans. I mean, they did. I think now they look at their fans as life preservers. All like 45 people who showed up to see you and get a free signature at some comic shop in the middle of suburban Dallas. Like all those, that's their life preserver. That's the last thing they're holding on to. How embarrassing for you. How embarrassing. You have something like 80,000 Twitter followers, and you can't muster more than 30, 40 likes on some of these tweets. Why is that? Because your credibility went in the garbage the moment you opened your stupid mouth. And the fact that you don't understand that is maybe even sadder. All right. Charles S. says, eat a jelly bean B? So needs to be a t-shirt now. Areva says, that's an insult to jelly beans everywhere. No bean would ever go near her again after her treatment of their brethren. Oh my goodness. So, here's what I'm going to tell you. In case it got lost in the fog. In case it got lost in the fog and the ranting. Sony conducted an HR investigation. Sony contacted Vic in regards to 3 specific instances in the investigation. One of them I cannot disclose, other than to say that there was no kiss, there's no sexual contact, even like in a commie state or an SJW state sexual contact. I don't know that there was any physical contact at all in this story. Happened off Funimation time, happened off Funimation property, happened off Sony time and off Sony property. Okay? That's the first story. Second story involves a consensual kiss. I'm not going to give you any more details than that for now. We'll talk about it depending on what's actually presented in the documents. Okay? If it's in the documents, I'm going to read it, no matter what it is. That's all public information, and it'll be brought out. I'm not redacting anything from the documents unless maybe an address or something is in there. Doesn't matter. And I'm only going to think about that. I'm only going to think about redacting your address. Because it's in a public document that everybody's going to be looking at. And it's certainly newsworthy because you people decided to make it public. You dumb people. You decided. And that's what's going to burn you. And that's the best part. You couldn't shut your stupid mouths. You had to signal to the entire world how woke you were, how virtuous you were, and how strong of a whammon you were, and you made it public. You did. And Funimation did. And Ron Toye did. And Jamie Markey did. You guys made it public. And if you would have shut your stupid mouths and gone on with your lives instead of trying to bury a man's career and even his life, and you know it, you know you were trying to kill him with it, stop lying, because you know you've known him for 20 years and you knew what this would do to him and you suck for it. Oh my gosh, you're the worst people on earth because you know you put a person's literal life in danger for your moralism and crusade, and you profess over and over to just want your friend to get help when you just wanted your friend to eat a bullet. You're the worst people on earth. You're the worst because you tried to induce the death of a person willingly and in public. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. And that's what's gonna bury your case, you idiots. This has all been done behind closed doors. No one would have been able to fight back. So thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for being the stupidest lawbreakers on the planet. And just having to vomit your virtue into the faces of everybody who doesn't actually care. Why didn't you just mail him a noose and say to end it? That would have been nicer. Zero the Slayer says Vic's life preserver is a luxury yacht. Their life preserver is just some random driftwood. Coop says Monica, Sabbath, and others probably know something bad is coming their way. Most likely they're watching this stream. Oh God, I hope they're smart enough to watch this stream. So I just want to say, hey Monica, how's them jelly beans now? Chat if you feel like it. Say hi to Monica. I'll read this one. Night of Hopex says, everyone click the like button right now. There you go. There you go. I've been neglecting to see if there's, sorry, I've been kind of wrapped up. Kind of into it, kind of amped tonight. I'm got to make sure there's no $20 justice chats that I've missed. I'm going to go back through all the justice chats, but I just wanted to make sure there weren't any in that immediate range that I missed. Okay. All right. So, where was I? I'm sorry. I keep tangenting. Do you guys realize? Like, I am free speech absolutist. I don't care if you say racist stuff. I don't care if you're a Nazi. I don't care. I don't care if you're the biggest, wokest SJW person ever. As long as you can say your piece and then I can say mine, we're good. We're good. I'll talk to anybody about anything. I've talked to pedophiles. I've talked to Vox Day, who many people would say is one of the worst people on earth because of his St. Breivik article. I actually don't think Vox is anywhere near as bad as people make him out to be. I've talked to the stupid people like Shane and Jason Youngbluth. I've talked to people with all sorts of opinions. I talk to everybody. No restrictions. I've talked to Canadians. Oh, goodness. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Talk to everybody. I'm all for free speech. However, when you abuse that free speech, you're awful when you abuse it to cause real harm to someone. Not fake harm. Not calling someone a racial slur or whatever. Yeah, that's temporary. That's something. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but minorities are used to being called racial slurs, which is a sad thing. But it doesn't actually bother them as much as it bothers their white saviors. That's what bothers minorities more, is that white people are using the minority's skin color to get their woke points. That is much more offensive than the racial slurs that they've unfortunately had to endure maybe their whole life. Okay? Most of them are pretty chill about it. Most of them are pretty chill because they've heard worse. All right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who will talk bad about someone, to slander someone, to defame someone, to try and get their career destroyed, to get their kids taken away, to get them to commit suicide to get someone to kill them. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, these people know Vic. For 20 years, Monica Rial has worked with Vic. They started in this industry together around the same time. They've worked at the same places for longer than some of you have been alive. For longer than many of us have been out of college. For longer than most people's careers, they have known each other. Do you think for a second, that they didn't calculate this cause maximum emotional trauma to their friend? Right? Their friend. Called him friend in December. By December, they'd already tried to have him fired. Remember that thing? Remember that thing that Sabbath messaged a guy in a private message that said Vic's an actor, he's a great actor? All of these people are actors. Either they're lying now or they've been lying for years and they know it, and they know it. It's awful. But the worst part is they knew what this would do to Vic. They knew how devastating this was. They knew that detaching him from his fans would be devastating. They know, and they know why it's devastating. And that's even worse. Because if they pretend to know him, like I've known Vic for 2 months, and I know why this is so awful to do to him. I know. And it's not just the fake sexual assault garbage. It's not just the defamation, is it? Is it? You tried to turn the world against him, and you know why that's dangerous. And you know why that was particularly awful to do. Because if you don't know, how embarrassing is it for you that in 1 month I've gotten to know him better than you have in 20 years? And maybe that's a worse indictment of you than anything else I could say. That you're such a shallow, vapid sack of meat that you wouldn't get to know your coworker after 2 decades. These people tried to destroy a man to the point where they would know it had the potential to kill him. They would know it. They're absolutely disgusting, inhuman monsters. Phil Rogie says, I'm not sure Vox Day and pedophiles belong in the same sentence, but I appreciate your stance regardless. I'm not talking about Vox Day being a pedophile or anything like that. I've had Vox on the show and I've had good conversations with him. I disagree with him on a lot, of course, but I disagree with everybody on a lot, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if we just disagree, as long as we say our piece. All right, I'm gonna try and wrap this back. Try and wrap this back in, okay? So, the investigation either was just the 3 things, or it was the 3 things plus a bunch of irrelevant things that were dismissed by Sony, or it was 3 things plus other things that would have gotten him fired if they didn't ask about the 3 things, but they asked anyway, which means it was a sham. It was a setup. It was a setup, right? This should be obvious by now. According to the IO9 article, there was an investigation pre-Broly that was inconclusive, and then there was another investigation that lasted 3 whole days. 3 days of investigation into one of the most popular voice actors in American anime. It took them 3 days to investigate it, and the stories are absolute nothing burgers. So it's either, I guess it's a sham, right? It's a setup. What happened after those 3 days? What happened in the background, Monica? I stand with Vic says, if Vic would have committed suicide, a reasonable attorney and judge can make an argument for manslaughter. It'd be hard. And I'm not wrong here. Feel free to email any law prof at any university about it. These people are evil. I mean, I'll agree that they're evil, but the idea that getting someone in trouble for their speech like that is really, really tough. Charles S., thank you for the donation. So, we'll see. We'll see probably tomorrow. Guys, always allow for the possibility in law that something will come up and there will be a delay. Always allow for the possibility, and I'm so sorry to hype everybody up for Monday, the 15th. It was supposed to be Monday, but the stuff that came in was juicy. We'll see it. We'll see it when the lawsuit's filed. Stuff that came in was juicy. Shane, you're the dumbest person I've had the pleasure of speaking with on YouTube. And that's saying something. That's saying something. You're the dumbest person. You have no idea why it was delayed. And I think you're banking on it not happening. I mean, you're real. They should have known it was happening the moment they got those evidence preservation letters and the Defamation Mitigation Act letters. Those are not suggestions. They're demands, they're legal requirements, and they're part of the lawsuit process. They're required by Texas statute. I know you don't know what a Texas statute is because your Discord can't Google it, but it doesn't matter. Lawsuits didn't happen on the 15th. They're coming, probably tomorrow. However, let me just say one thing. If they don't happen tomorrow, I can almost guarantee they happen by Friday. But, we'll just have to see. If it were up to me, I'd control and I'd tell you exactly when they were coming out. It's not. Shockingly, I'm not employed by Ty, not employed by Vic, and I can't tell you when it's happening. I can only go off the information that I've got. And it comes right from Ty on when the lawsuits are coming. So again, to recap, because there's a bunch of people here who weren't here when I said it. Lawsuits, most likely tomorrow, probably in the AM, and I'll tell you why. Because every stage of approval is done on the lawsuits. So unless there's bombshell information coming out overnight, they're happening tomorrow. Oh, and so you idiots know I'm not bluffing or lying or joking. Your lawyer or you is probably going to get a courtesy copy of the lawsuit when they're filed. Now, that's not service. No one's messing around here. I know your attorney that you definitely retained, that you definitely didn't pay a consult fee for. I know your attorney suggested that they wouldn't accept service, so it's not going to be service for you. Don't worry, service will happen by a process server or whatever is under the rules that's effective. May dodge it for a while. You're not going to dodge it forever. And if you make the attempts to dodge it, there are ways to get around that too. Process server's coming, but you're going to get an email copy prior to the process server showing up if Beard Harris Bullock and Hughes has your email address. Just so you know. Just so you know, because you keep not believing and not trusting me. But when I'm telling you those lawsuits are coming, when you get the email that says courtesy copy, here's the file we just put in the county filing, you'll know, because I told you. Haven't lied to you yet. That's the worst part. You guys are lying every day, and I'm not lying to you. Even though you're opposed to my very nature, I still tell you the truth. Why can't you try that? Oh, and Toye, I hope you have fun paying that attorney for that 400-page document. I know what I would charge on it, and your guy is much more expensive than me. Good luck. You'll need it. Open that wallet. Open that wallet. Chris Gonzalez says, Oh, and remember, Toye, remember, you said a real man would pay for the lawsuit himself. You said a real man would pay for it himself. So remember that when you go, oh God, this is getting expensive. Maybe we should try a GoFundMe. First of all, that will be embarrassing, and you know it. And that's probably why you haven't done it. But when those bills start piling up and you get that monthly bill for like 15 grand, you're like, oh my God, you didn't even have a hearing. What costs so much? And then you have that deposition, right, of you and Monica, and you have to pay. You have to pay your attorney to be in the room with you for 4 to 6 hours and Monica for 4 to 6 hours. Maybe they bring an assistant, and then you want to depose Vic. You have to pay for 4 to 6 hours of deposition. You have to hire the court stenographer or court recorder, and you have to hire a video person, and you have to do all that. And suddenly that monthly bill that was 15 grand every other month, even though you see no progress in your suit, and you're like, what even happened here? And they're like, sorry, we got to do all this research. That next month it's 30 grand or 40 because they had to do these appearances. That's gonna suck. So when you're 40 to 60 grand in debt in a couple months, you think maybe we should do a crowdfunding. Maybe we should have done a crowdfunding. And you go, oh wait, oh God. I said, now I mean, none of us are gonna be surprised by this, but you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I said a real man would pay for it himself. I hope you got that liquid, Ron. I know lots of people in mortgage and real estate, and I know where their assets tend to be tied up, if they have any. Hope you got liquid. 40K. And then it's going to be the next month, it's going to be 55, 60. It's going to go on for a year, buddy. You got 2 people to pay for, 2 mouths to feed. That crowdfunding is going to look like a real smart option. And guess what's going to happen when you open that crowdfunding up? I am going to paste the archive link of that stupid comment where you said a real man would pay for his own lawsuit. And I'm going to call you a beta. Over and over. I may contribute to the lawsuit just so I can put on the donation page a screenshot of your comment and call you a beta there. Because that will be the funniest thing I can imagine right now. But I'm going to think of something even funnier when it comes. Keep them smile emojis up, buddy. Why would you say that, you idiot? A real man would do this. A real man isn't snorting edamame, Ron. Oh my God. Oh, we moved on. We moved on to the top shelf whiskey. The Proper 12. Endorsed by Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor. It'll punch you in the face, but it won't hurt that much. Just kidding, Connor. Just kidding. Chris Gonzalez says, oh gosh dang, my dude, that rant was epic and it's why I keep watching. Here's my first super chat. Thank you, sir. Here's to running these scumbags into the ground. That's Ty's job. That's Ty's job. Scream of Cthulhu says Ron also said he'd pay for Monica's lawyer. 4 to 5 years engaged, and he's looking at Asterios levels of debt. Oh, he's going, I mean, I'm guessing he's going way. Remember, Asterios got his dismissed in a pre-trial motion. Guys, Asterios' case, I think Asterios' bill was $23,000, right? I think Dick's bill was $39,000. Their case was dismissed in a pre-trial, pre-discovery motion. Pre-discovery pre-trial motion, and they had to spend $25,000 to $40,000. If this, look, they're banking on that Texas anti-slap statute as if an experienced litigation firm isn't going to prepare for it, but they're banking on it. If they beat that suit, you're looking at a minimum bill per defendant of $40,000. That's if they just beat the anti-slap. Imagine saying we want to go to court, we look forward to it, and knowing you've got a bill for $40,000 if you win. If you win. You're not getting those in attorney's fees. It's not in the statute. As long as they make a prima facie case, you're not winning attorney's fees. So if you win, you're paying 40 grand. You dumb person. Sorry guys, I'm getting my allergies kicking in. Getting kind of warm and pissed off. Okay. Asterios levels of debt ×2. Oh, I should have read that. Yeah. What have I done? What have I done here? What a disaster. Not to mention the Tuttle Group. Well, the Tuttle Group. Man, it would be unfortunate if someone got enough information to sue the Tuttle Group, but we'll see. I don't know what's in there. Next. Coop says, in all seriousness, although this has been very entertaining, I look forward to your streams and I really wanted to see filings Monday. Me too, man. Aside from all that, I feel horrible for Vic and what has been done to him. Believe me, guys, I would much rather have been now on the 3rd or 4th lawsuit. I would much rather have that have happened. But here we are. I can only go with what's going on. Bloodthirster Barry says, what are bets that Ron also gets fired for bringing Tuttle Group into this too? I know he would be out the minute I heard that happened. Yeah, that's gonna be a shame. That's gonna be a shame. Cars in Depth says, 1, who has a worse case, Mark Wade or the Kick Vic crowd? We'll have to see when the documents come out, but my inclination right now says Kick Vic crowd, but I might just be fired up. I haven't seen the documents. The Elders of Zion still haven't sent me a single check for my share of Jewish world domination. Will you take my case? I'm not going up against the Elders of Zion. You want me to end up Seth Riched? Okay. All right. Okay, so I think I've said everything I was going to say on the stream. Brief recap. Evidence that Iago called Vic a pedophile in mid to late 2018. At least as early as mid to late 2018. That's before the Twitter wave. That's before the brigading. That's when everybody still loved Vic. Iago calls Vic a pedophile somewhere in 2018. Okay? We've got the they now have enough evidence to probably add Igor to the lawsuit. I don't know if they're going to do it tomorrow. I think tomorrow's probably the original 4. Maybe an Iago would be added. Iago, buddy, talk to your attorney. Put that payment down. You're real rich, remember? Very, very successful man. Put that payment down. It'd be a shame, Iago, if all of your income was going into a specific project. That'd be a real shame if you didn't have like a bunch of liquid assets because you were dumping all of those assets into a really expensive project. That would be unfortunate. I hope you paid ahead of time and got enough paid to complete the project. But yeah, so we've got Iago. We've got enough evidence to add Igor. I don't think Igor's going on tomorroro. And then now there's a Renfield. And people know who Renfield is. And when I heard who Renfield might be, when I got the clues for Renfield, I figured it out very, very, very quickly. I'm not at liberty to say, but let me just tell you, that's funny. That's really funny. And no, let me be clear. It's not a blue orca, and it's not a shoe-eating idiot. No one cares about Shane because Shane doesn't know anything. That's been shown to be true over and over and over again. Shane's just wrong and dumb. And the blue orca is just an incendiary pile of trash. But they don't have any information relevant to the case. They're not being added at any point. Probably ever, but certainly not right now. No. I think Renfield has no idea that they're on the chopping block. And that is sweet, delicious justice. Oh, gosh. So we've added 2 parties with evidence, 2 parties to the lawsuit, target list, I should say. And Iago might go out tomorrow, but I would suspect Iago's not. But it's possible. Depends on how Ty feels when he wakes up. Do I sue Iago? Or do I let him stew? Right? That's Ty's Sophie's choice tomorrow. Delicious. Delicious choices. And then finally, the Monica Rial trying desperately to damage control the fact that she released that the investigation came from Sony and not Funimation. Oops! Funimation is talking about an investigation that they didn't even conduct. That doesn't look good. And that investigation is limited. Because here's what you got, guys. Here's what you got, Funimation. Here, this is for you. If you thought, Funimation, that you could just weasel by and say, following an investigation, we've decided to recast Vic Mignogna and Maros Mononokean too, and we will no longer be doing business with Mr. Mignogna in further projects. We don't condone harassment or, whatever of any kind. Hey, if you thought you could latch on to a sham investigation, guess what you're going to have to do to a Texas jury? You're going to have to convince them that because you use that statement to imply that the investigation was just, valid, and complete and conclusive, because you decided to use that investigation to imply that Vic was some sort of harassing predator. You're now, which you didn't have to do before, if you had just shut your mouth, you're now going to have to prove that the investigation to a jury, and guess what? That jury's going to sit there and think, what if I was employed and my employer said we're going to investigate you? Now you're going to have to prove to them that that investigation was legitimate to a reasonable person. And by a reasonable person, I mean a suburban, Republican, Texas jury. You're not in Austin. You're in suburban Dallas. And come on in. The freedom is fine. You tell these people just how woke you are on social issues. You tell them just how important it was that you got an investigation, even if it was a sham, just so you could cover your butts and say you were going to fire him. See how well that works out for you. I look forward to hearing about that argument. Let's see. Goofus Maximus says, when all is said and done, what are the consequences everyone involved could realistically face? Could anyone involved with this nonsense realistically wind up behind bars? Depends on if they lie. Depends on if they lie. They lie about it. They lie about anything and perjure themselves. They could certainly end up in bars. behind bars. But the realistic consequences, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in damages. They've shut Vic out of an industry that was very, very profitable for him. Won't be hard for him to prove damages. Won't be hard for him to prove how much conventions are costing. Oh, by the way, every convention he goes to now, he gets invited back to. And since you've suddenly made the appearance of Vic a scarce object, think about this. Now you've concentrated his fans into less appearances than he was already going to have, which means you probably raised the value per appearance that he had. And I guarantee you, and when they ask for damages, when you lose, they're going to say, look, here's Vic's year at these conventions. Here's the average between all of them. And now he was supposed to be at 10 more. And they're going to go off of this year's average. Or you're going to have to argue that he was less valuable than he was. Going to be hard to say Vic is worth $5,000 an appearance when he makes more than that just this year. Going to be, he was worth $10,000 an appearance last year. But this year, what if he's out earning that? What if he's out earning it because you took him from 40 conventions, or not 40, I don't know, 20 conventions down to 5. You concentrated all of his fans into higher income, into producing a higher income per appearance, but less overall appearances, so there's still damages. But we don't know if it's less overall appearances driving up his value or the fact that he's just that much more popular than you. Hey, Sabbath. Did he make more than you? That would be funny. I bet that stings. I mean, we know he made more than Rial. Rial may be in the red on that appearance. Hiring that goofy-looking security guard. Please tell me the private security you hired was wearing that camo jacket with his arms crossed like this. That guy? Please tell me that was your idea of private security. Oh my gosh, where'd you find that guy? Reddit? r/I'm a security guard, or r/I'll protect you, but for $50 or less? Like, where did you find that guy? God, I hope that was your security. All right. Okay, so what are the realistic consequences? Hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in damages. Can't calculate it. Can't calculate how much money Vic will lose from not being invited to conventions. We can only determine how much he's lost from conventions where he was supposed to appear and canceled him, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of 13 to 15, I think. Maybe 17. I don't know how many had announced him. But we're talking minimum 13 conventions canceled him and still haven't brought him back. So, good luck. Good luck. Every one of those conventions that canceled him, you're going to be on the hook for the profit he would have made. Plus more, because it's exemplary damages if you defamed him. Which you did, and you know it, and you know you did. You know you did. Oh, and let me dispel something. Monica Rial. I filed a police report. They just haven't found it. The police report you filed is about a death threat, which we all know wasn't a death threat. But let me give you the benefit of the doubt. Wasn't a death threat, but what the person said was probably not appropriate. And you shouldn't be subjected to that. You shouldn't be subjected to anything even close to a threat. You should feel safe in your home. 100%. And you should feel safe in public. You should. No one should threaten you. I don't believe you've gotten a single credible death threat. However, I will say that even the stuff you've gotten, you shouldn't have. Okay? Ridicule is one thing. Threats, harassment, anything encroaching upon the personal safety of you, you shouldn't have that. And I stand with you. I stand with you. As much as that makes me want to gag, I stand with you on that issue. You shouldn't have to deal with that. Okay? But that's what the police report was about. So no one looked for it because no one cares about that police report. What people are saying is you can't produce even a police report about Vic. About Vic. In 20 years, or at least the past decade, of all of these rumors, and everyone knows about how dangerous he is for everyone around, you couldn't produce even one police report. And your only hope for a police report was a brony, and turned out he thought there might be a police report and there wasn't. That's just pitiful. Just miserable. It's just miserable. John Gunsel says, greetings from Austin, Texas. Showing my support to you, Ty, and Vic. Have a dram on me, good sir. I will. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Even though Austin is a pile of cuckery, I still enjoy visiting because they got that food. Got that food. Dubler says, dude, I've told Holocaust jokes in your super chats and I wouldn't say Seth Rich out loud. All the kudos. I'm hereby loyal forever. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Ellie Curry asked, Vic's GoFundMe stream win. Look, I'm going to say it right now. I have Vic's GoFundMe. It is just shy of $128,000. If you guys want to go support the GoFundMe, I thoroughly appreciate it. Let me tell you, suing 4 different people now, suing possibly a major corporation or 2, potentially adding at least 3 more targets in the near future. 128,000 is a lot. Probably not enough. Probably not enough. So if you want to go contribute to the GoFundMe, please do it. But I'm not going to shill it until those lawsuits are filed. Prepare yourself. I'm going full-on shameless salesman on the GoFundMe. The first stream that it's filed, it's going to be up. I might make a special place in the window to monitor the amount. I don't know what I'm going to do specifically, but that GoFundMe will be visible. It will be a big part of the streams. I'll be encouraging people to donate to it. But I don't want to do that until the lawsuits drop. I didn't up the amount on the GoFundMe until Vic was back at Kamehacon for sure. Because I want to only produce tangible results. This is not pretend. This is not some dumb game. This is not anything like that. I know people keep calling it a grift. Look, I don't get a dime of the GoFundMe. It doesn't come to my bank account. It's not like up to me to redirect it after I withdraw it. It's going directly. Every single penny from that GoFundMe goes directly into Vic's IOLTA account with Ty Beard. Period. I don't get paid for this by Vic, by Ty, by anyone involved in this case. The only people paying me at all is you. And I appreciate every single penny that you guys are willing to give to me. You have my unending gratitude. Unending gratitude for it. I only hope that you think at the end of every stream that it's been worth it, okay? But listen, I don't get a penny of the GoFundMe. I don't get a penny of legal fees. I don't get a referral fee from Ty. I actually can't. If you're familiar with the Texas professional conduct rules, Ty paying me would be as anything less than like a consultant on the case, which I am not, would be unlawful. I can't get a kickback for a referral. I can't get a kickback for supporting anything. He cannot pay me. Can't. Vic is not paying me. Vic didn't hire me. Vic didn't ask me to do this. I asked him if I could open a GoFundMe. I don't get a penny of it. Okay? Let's be very clear, because I know you guys know this, but I know the people at Pull are brain damaged idiots and can't figure this out. But I don't get a dime. I can't even access the money if I tried. It says right on the GoFundMe where it goes. And if you run a GoFundMe ever for a third party, you find out that basically within 24 hours, GoFundMe sends you an email and says, hey, Mr. Rekieta, we notice that this is for a third party, so we have put the funds on hold until we get verification of where this is going. And then there's a very long process to move those funds. We had direct communication, me and Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes helping coordinate those funds directly to their IOLTA account. That's an interest on lawyers trust account, IOLTA. It's a requirement for client funds being held in trust by a law firm. All of the interest from those funds goes to like legal aid in Texas. So Ty doesn't get to collect interest. No one collects interest. All the interest goes to the state to be redistributed to legal aid for poor people to have attorneys. Okay? So there's a very long process. It took us like a month to get GoFundMe to direct those funds. And during that entire month, no withdrawals were even allowed. Which, if you're keeping score, means, Soye, Vic did probably, I don't actually know, probably had to pay for the initial work outside of his own pocket. Probably. I don't know. I'm not privy to the privileged information of how client funds are managed or spent. But in case it's not clear, I don't get them. I can't even try to touch them. And if I did, GoFundMe shut it down. They shut it down. They shut it down before I even put a bank on there. It's almost like they know what they're doing. So for all you people saying I'm going to like, this is a grift. Nuh-uh. This is not a grift. It's not a game. And for that reason, I'm not shilling anything until I bring you guys results. That's what I promised at the beginning. That's what I'm keeping to. All right. All right. Sorry for these rants, guys. Sorry for these rants. Caleb Cooney. Charles S. says, are there any? Oh, wait, no. No. That one's retracted. Caleb Cooney says, after this, I hope Sony burns Funimation to the ground, grows something better from its ashes, and learns an important lesson from this snafu. Charles S., you donated and then you retracted your message. You retracted your message. But, the answer to your question, Charles S., I'm not going to read it since you retracted it. Okay? The answer to your question is probably not. Probably not. His remedy is civil. His remedy is happening through lawsuits. And that's how it's going to go. Okay? Storm Knight MD says, if you do a 24-hour stream to shill for it, I'll game VR and geek 40K and old school RPG for it if it fits my schedule. We'll see. I'm not looking to do another 24-hour stream right now because still reeling. Like in all honesty, that stream ruined my sleep schedule and my basic rhythm of life in profound ways. Maybe I need to do another one to mix it up, but I can't be doing those all the time. One, you guys would get really tired of it, and I don't want to do that to you. And two, is really physically trying. But we'll see. We'll see. And then DOG Beer says, Nick, what are the odds realistically that the anti-slap works out in Kicked Vic's favor? I haven't seen the pleadings, so I don't know, but Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes, that's the first thing they said. That's the first thing they said was, we have to prepare for the anti-slap. Like, that's obvious. We have to know that an anti-slap is coming. So they have to prepare for that. You know, that's how it goes. I think they're probably well prepared, despite what idiots on polls say, despite what Kalen Saucedo's weird like friend's uncle who is an attorney somewhere says that they know about Beard Harris, Bullock and Hughes. They actually are a litigation firm full of litigating talent. And if you think that they're just tax prep and estate attorneys, you're an idiot. But no, they do know what they're doing. So yeah, it's almost like that this is their business. What would happen if that were the case? If it works out in their favor, then Vic loses right away and has to pay their fees. That's the risk. That's the anti-slap risk. That's why, you know, his attorney's going to make every effort. And guys, hundreds of public tweets and tons of private evidence show that they have not only defamed, that they have not only committed tortious interference, but they did so with actual malice. They're just that stupid to put it out in public. Blaine20 says, I've heard of John Iolta. He's a pretty good actor. Royale with cheese. Come on. HA Prime says, when can we expect the Mission Impossible NOC list decode episodes with you and the Beard featuring good liquor? I don't know. Look, I think once the lawsuits are filed, we'll just go ahead and dispel the pretext of code names. Once they're filed, they won't matter anymore. We'll just tell them. There you go. But I don't know when that'll be. Thedius says, it's dangerous to lawsplain alone. Take this Hugh coin. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Charles S. says, that's strange as I didn't retract anything on my end. Oh, well, then I'll just read it. It said there was a retracted message. Maybe that was something else. Charles S. says, okay, I'll read your question then. Are there any government agencies Vic can file a complaint with regarding this sham Funimation investigation? Say unfair labor practices or whatever would apply here. Any possible criminal charges? No, the remedies are civil. I'm sorry for the confusion. It like retracted your message on my thing. Maybe that was a separate message and it just looked like yours. I do apologize. Really don't. Sorry about that, Nick. You probably didn't do anything wrong. I apologize. It's my fault. I'm at work and we've been having issues with the guest internet the last couple of weeks. Not sure what happened. Did you get the money still? I think so. I don't know. YouTube doesn't tell me on that one. On the retracted messages, I don't know if I do or not. If you paid extra, I apologize. I really hope you didn't have to. Mega Vigoroth says, your failure in Battletoads is what's keeping you up at night. Don't tell my secrets. Don't tell my secrets. All right. I think we've covered what I was going to cover on Vic. I think we're there. It is 12:53. That gives me 1 hour to read a bunch of chats and to play Phoenix Wright. That sound good? That sound good? Oh, explain what anti-SLAPP is. So SLAPP is an acronym, SLAPP. It's a strategic lawsuit against public participation. And in Texas, it's called the Texas Civil Participation Act. Basically what it is it's when someone exercises free speech and then someone files a lawsuit against them, to stifle their constitutionally protected speech. Okay? So, I'm free to say that, my opinion, Ron Toye is a cuck. Because cuck is a colloquial word for fool or beta male or less than masculine person or idiot or weird person who can't happen to marry his fiance after several years, or someone who consumes enough soy to blanket the moon, right? Whatever it may be. I'm obviously making a joke, a ridicule, an insult about Ron Toye. I don't know if he actually sits in the corner and watches Monica Rial have sex with someone else. Not my business. That's their kink and they can deal with it however they want. Whatever they want to do. I have no idea. I'm saying it as a joke and an insult because it makes him mad, which is funny to me. Because why on earth do you care what I say, Ron? I've never even met you. Probably never will. But I say it as a joke to torque him off and make him mad. That's my constitutional right to make fun of somebody. Because me calling him a cuck isn't getting him fired, isn't doing some sort of reputational damage. Hey, it's I know Maddox. Maddox says it's okay to be a cuck. Nothing wrong with that kink. That's up to you guys. I don't know. Not my cup of tea. Lots of guys are into it. Lots of ladies are into it. You can just ask Drexel. He's been on the show plenty of times talking about cuckoldry. Okay? So, whatever you do, just me making fun of you. Same as if I called you a jerk, a dummy, a moron, an idiot, a soy boy, a beta, what? I don't think I've ever said the word soy boy like that, but okay. A emasculated pile of trash, whatever it is. All right? That's my constitutional right. You don't have to like it. People may think I'm a jerk for it or unprofessional or whatever, but I get to say it, and that's the beauty of America. Now, if you tried to sue me for saying that you're a dumb moron or you're a stupid cuck or whatever it is, then, depending on the jurisdiction, there would be a slap statute. And I would be able to say, that's my constitutionally protected speech. He knows it. This lawsuit is frivolous, and you can't sue me. And now you've got to pay my attorney's fees if I win. That's a slap statute. I hope that helps explain it. But yeah, a slap motion is a pretrial motion to dismiss a speech-based claim. And then if you win the slap motion, in most states, you win attorney's fees and damages because you shouldn't have to hire an attorney to get rid of your constitutionally protected speech. Now, most likely, I'm gonna be able to explain a slap motion to you because it's probably gonna be filed in all of the cases against Vic. And you defeat it by making a prima facie case for defamation, assuming all the facts are true, in favor of the person. So there you go. We'll see. I'll explain it more when it happens. Gonna happen. Most likely. Okay, I think that's all of the 20 plus chats for now. Let's wind down. Let me wind down with the subtle sounds of Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright, and I'm going to do super chats as we go. Does that sound good? The other super chats, the justice chats, I'm going to go through all of them. All right. Let me switch to here. Oh, that's not what I want. This over here, I guess. Okay, let me pull up Phoenix Wright. Here we go. Zakin, Kawate, or Zakin. I don't know if I'm just supposed to say Zakin. Oh, I need to put on headphones. Thank you very much for the donation. So, full disclaimer and disclosure. I have never played Phoenix Wright in my life. No idea what this is going to be like. I'm likely going to be bad at this game because it is not based on American law. Oh, here, I got it muted. Hold on. Very loud for me. Okay. So, let's Oh, I love the 8-bit sound effects, or 16-bit or whatever. Okay, that's fine. No. What do we got here? I'll keep it at this low resolution just so it fits in the window for you guys. Oh my god. What a disaster this is gonna be. Okay. Back. Alright. Alright guys, here we go. Let's start this up. And as we go, I'm gonna read through super chats in downtime. Because if there's one thing, if you've watched my Twitch streams, I hate games with stories in them. I just wanna murder a bunch of stuff. So let's see. We're gonna play number 1, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. This is the trilogy on Steam. So we got Justice for All and Trials and Tribulations as well. I know the character's nickname is Nick. All right, let's play the first turnabout. Change it to English. Is it not in English? Gasp, gasp. Okay, we got a dead chick. This is violent. Dang it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. Ooh. Ooh. I'll make it look like he did it. Right? August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 2. Dun, dun. Boy, am I nervous. Right! Hey! What up, girl? What's your ring size? Oh, hiya, Chief. She's the Chief? This is the Chief Attorney? Alright. Alright, Stand with Vic says, this coming Monday will be my last day of law skill and graduation bar. Thank you, chat, for praying for me. I'll have my JD in a few weeks. Please set up donate for pre-job rent for me, Mr. Rackets, Teehee, Bernie Sanders, me daddy. Don't worry, I'll vote for Yang just for you. All right. Whew. I'm glad I made it on time. Me too. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. Why would you give it to him? Says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. You can change the text box transparency. Oh, should I do that? We'll do it. Let's see. Text box. Low. High transparency. We gotta get... Guys, I only bring you the best. I only bring you the best. I can't have you guys not having the transparent text box. There we go. Only the top shelf content. The legendary Devil Hunter Dante says, Nick, I've been having the best week, and your stream tonight is just making it better, and your rants are legendary, almost as much as me. Can I get a hearty uh-oh? Uh-oh! And also, it's never okay to be a cuck, Soye. Never okay. There we go. All right, guys. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way that I can. I don't do hand stuff, though. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything! It's all over. ... Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Mia is top shelf legal mind going on here. She's putting the puzzle pieces in place before you even look at the pictures. Yeah. Nick! Hey. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. But have you really lived, Larry? What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who? Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? His name is Butts! His name is Butts! Come on, Butts! Blaine20 says, just a reminder, chat. It's all fake. Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. Maybe the dango ate your baby? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. What is happening? My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. Friends since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. Come on! In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone. He's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. Okay. Let me get to August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Dun dun. That's my Law and Order sound. I hope you guys recognize. Let me read a couple of these chats real quick. Bard says, "Is there any chance you can get Shane you can get the Shane debate and stream with Greer's former boss in iTunes soon? These are a godsend at work." I added the Ty interview today. I'm going to try and add a couple more after the stream is over. I'm really trying to catch up on those. Trying to add 2 to 3 a day. I've been so busy. I'm sorry. Andrew War Snowboard says, objection! Butthole Weeb says, I can't believe how mealy this booty hole is, daddies. Okay. Ricky B says, what happened to your beard? Oh, wait, I read that one. Night of Hopex says, dude, you were like 77% more white with Afternoon Shadow. And this is coming from a very white. Lol. I'll darken up when the summer comes and I get to running again. Rick Nikita says, give it up. We know you're Iago. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't, watch out. That Pretty Ugly Little Liars theory that I'm Iago or whatever. That's good. Sordid Sentinel says, I've been waiting for this moment for so long. Love to hear your takes on Japaniformia legal system. Please keep playing these. It'll be hilarious. Also, Maya is greater than Mia. Fight me. James Karg says, loving the haircut, dude. Love your work. Thank you, buddy. Ryan Gordon says, how's it going, brother? It's going well. Very stressful and tiring, but very well. Just working hard these days. Fred Cecia says, you look like the guy from the board game Operation. Are you talking about my red nose? Come on. Anarcho Otaku says, Nick, you shaved? I don't know how to feel. Just kidding. I've never known how to feel. Instinct says, my God, I've been developing cancer watching the poop storm that is Twitter. Shout out to all the peeps that screenshot everything because I'm blocked. Thin Frog says, water is warm. Come on in. I swear I didn't pee just now. Well, I did, but it's already. Jane James says, here's your $5. Have to say it's fake now. XD, just kidding. Yes, it's all fake. I made all this up. This is all just my ploy to run away with GoFundMe money and go to the Cayman Islands. Michelle Marie says, I lost the bet. I am sorry. I don't know what bet it was, but I apologize. Smithy says, Nick Rekieta bringing truth and bad buttery while playing StarCraft knowing I'm off work tomorrow? Heck yeah. Take my money, sir, and keep it. I will. I will keep it. Real quick, we'll do 2 more and then we'll move on. The game idea guy says, hi, Nick. Enjoy your channel and appreciate what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Also, I would love to talk video games with you on stream once. That may be coming soon. No Name says, Monica's bus is so short. She stands on the bumper. DCV Titan says, was reading some tweets from the brain trust of Miss Soye and co. and had a thought. Do you think Beta had a bit of a guilty conscience when they stated they'd be up for settling before the suit was filed? Either that or he's just lying. King Explosion Murder says, on time boomer is best boomer. And the Texan 83 says, so would distribution and retail stores be liable for false advertisement claims due to Vic's special features being removed but still listed? Or would that be Funimation's fault asking for a friend? I think what that is best used for is Funimation's proof that Funimation has, acted with actual malice. Hey, Funimation, constantly removing Vic from the credits, not including his bonus content in your Blu-ray and DVD releases. That looks like malice, you idiots. Why? You should make extra special certain that Vic's name is on everything he's voiced and that every one of his features, even if you didn't promise it, gets put in, because if you don't do it, it looks like you're doing it on purpose, even if it was just a mistake. How stupid are you? Okay, and then finally, Supergirl says, oh, excuse me. I apologize for the yawning. Supergirl says, if the jelly bean Vic ate was Monica Rial, and if Monica Rial is Latina, does that make her a jelly beaner? Oh, man. I can't imagine that that's Supergirl saying that. The answer is, I don't know. I'm not an expert. All right, here we go. Back to the game. Back to the game. Ooh. Gavel. Hold on. Hold on. We've got our own gavel here, folks. Should I do it on the glass? This is worse. All right, order. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Look at this. This is actually the most accurate representation of a prosecutor I've ever seen. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense? Come on. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Come on! Don't be nervous. Oh, there's a court record if I press tab. Ooh, I've got my attorney's badge. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. I gotta get one! I gotta get one! We got Cindy's autopsy report. Time of death, 7:31, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. That's it. That's all I got. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Hi. ... Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. This is how it works. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp! Hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry Butts! The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct! Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. I actually didn't. What was it? Cindy. There we go. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. No. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Whoa. What up, Mia? Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? Girl, if I wasn't up to this before, trust me, I am now. I am now. You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, I'm about to make some victims. Oh, the victim, of course. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. You better not have a migraine. You better not have a migraine. All right, look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright! Who's the victim in this case? What? Profiles. Cindy Stone! The victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. Winston Payne. Alright. Alright. I don't need that evidence stuff. Cindy Stone! The victim's name? Cindy Stone. Cindy Stone. Correct! Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object! She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct! You've answered all of my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Should I dub this like a bad movie? Like, should I have the extra mouth movements and stuff? Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed. That is for sure. Oh my gosh. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. Sidebar. I have actually seen the original Thinker in Renoir's garden in Paris. Great statue. Fantastic. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue. Wait! Wait! Don't I get to object? Of course you would object to the murder weapon being included in evidence. Come on. A statue in the shape of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Right! Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. I mean, no. No. Girl, I got magazines full of ammo. Use tab to check the court record frequently. Whoosh. Mr. Payne, the prosecution must call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief? What do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh! Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Look at Larry. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Objection! Leading the witness. Leading the witness. This is... I don't know why the prosecution gets to call the defendant as a witness. In America, this does not stand. In America, the prosecution can never call the defendant as a witness. Only the defense can call the defendant, and only then can the prosecution cross-examine the defendant. How dare you violate my Fifth Amendment rights, Japan? Charles S. says, I don't need that evidence. Stuff, lol. All right. Is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey! Watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you, was seeing other men with my consent. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, objection! Come on! According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Why is this added to the court record? No, no, no! Oh, I'm dubbing everything, but we're only going until about 2. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. Oh, wow. What was she, a Gillette model? It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? His diabetes is kicking up now. Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. Larry, you're a cuck. You got cuckolded by the wrong chica, buddy. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. She's a Twitch thought. Rampant thoughterry. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Why would the prosecutor make the defendant, or not the defendant, the victim, the dead chick? Why would he make her an unsympathetic dead victim? How dumb. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right? Objection! I don't think you want him to answer that question. Obviously not. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth all over the in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to the case. No, you did it wrong, Phoenix. Oof. Wince. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? Shut your mouth, you stupid idiot! That cheating she-dog, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna just gonna drop dead. Yeah. When I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? No! Recess. Object. My client needs a bathroom break immediately. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? IT Weeb says, pro tip and slight spoiler, don't choose me as your waifu. You don't tell me who to waifu. I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Why? Objection, what? No. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Stop him from answering. I'll send him a signal. No, don't send him a signal, just object to the line of questioning. Lie like a dog. Well, see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember? Well then, we'll just have to remind you. I got a bad feeling about this. We have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant... Oh wait, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Oh. Order! Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. Hold on, I gotta read a couple, gonna read a couple chats here. I gotta read a couple chats. Swarm069. Oh, I read that one. The Killer Critic says, ironic her name is Rial. King Minion says, can't spell Monica Rial without liar. SeedFan85 says, what are your thoughts as a lawyer about banning weapons, quote, advertised or otherwise made available for sale by using images or words that suggest the... I don't know what you're going to say, but I have no problem with selling... I have a huge problem with banning any weapons. How's that? Sam Jace says, read Hinomaru Sumo. It's a sumo wrestling manga. I'll think about it. SeedFan85 says, oh, wait, this is a continuation. That suggests the knife or device is intended to be used for violence, whether actual or threatened against a person or fictional creatures. No, I'm not for banning weapons for speech of the advertisement. Ever. Ever. I'm sorry. I don't care if you say this device is aimed to shoot up children in a school. I really don't care because free speech. Free speech. And it's incumbent upon the person to not shoot up people with a gun or anything else. Don't shoot people. But that's not the advertisements. Okay. Ghost of Nick's Beard says, I ran away due to lack of testosterone. Hey! The Polish daywalker's half-ginger status is irritating. It's okay, I'll be back in 3 weeks. Hashtag pitiful beard growth. I'm going to sit and concentrate on it. I'm going to rub Miracle Grow on my face. Infamous Kit Kat says Monica equals sour cheeks. Not sweet cheeks. No one important says another great day on Twitard with Ron and Mon. It made me feel uncomfortable. Many examples of inappropriate behavior. How embarrassing. Fafulin says, what's the best way to find the lore of 40K? It seems that it has been retconned a lot. Watch 40K Theories. Watch Lutein09. Watch Arch Warhammer and his lore videos. And watch Italian Spartacus and his lore videos. Between those 4 YouTubers, you will have hundreds of hours of content that will get you through. Or you can read Lexicanum, the 40K wiki. Ninja Bread Man says, shout out to Mobo and the other timestampers. You guys are amazing. Director Dead says, can Vic find work after this whole ordeal, you think? Vic still has work in California. California production houses have not dropped him currently. And yes, I think, but that's up to you guys. That's up to the fans saying we want Vic. We demand Vic. We need Vic in the polite and respectful way. Finally, Versailles. It's not, Versailles is not spelled correctly, but it looks like Versailles. Alberta, represent. Oh, excuse me. There you go. All right, let's get back to it. Get back to it. My gavel's not dusty, it's just not polished. Polished. Made for me by a viewer. Really appreciate it. It's great. Fantastic. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit. Frank Sawit to the stand. Plane 20 says, did you hear? Wish.com sold Glock full auto Sears. ATF arrested a bunch of people who ordered them. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw the day of the murder. Witness testimony. Witness account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I look inside the apartment. Oh, this guy's the murderer! Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Gasps from the audience. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Why not? That testimony is full of holes. Full of holes. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sott used was one of those. Objection! Why is the prosecutor telling the story of the witness? Mistrial. Get out! Get out! Get out! We move for immediate dismissal of the case. The prosecutor is tainting the jury, leading the witness. The prosecutor is testifying on behalf of a witness. What is happening? Japan! Japan! What is your legal system doing? Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record added to the court record. Blackout record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. Well, let's check that. Court record. Autopsy. 4 to 5 p.m. Okay, so it's within. Let's see. We've got statue. Passport. Blackout record. Profiles. Evidence. Oh. Chief attorney at Fay & Co. My boss. Very good defense attorney. The defendant in this case, a likable guy who's been my friend since grade school. The victim in this case, super dead. Winston Payne, age 52. The prosecutor in this case, lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across. Frank saw it. Discovered Miss Stone's body, newspaper salesman who saw Larry flee the scene. What's up with the dot? Trying to figure that out. Does he like actually have a unibrow and he shaved it? Is he Italian? Like what's going on there? Let's go back. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? All right, Wright. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the witness testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Of course. What? Who is this? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Rub it. Okay. Open the court records with tab and point out the contradictions in the testimony. Cross-examination. Witness's account. Okay, here we go. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. What is this? Press? Wait, hold it. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would not take notice. You would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course. What the witness means is that the man he saw looks suspicious. That's conjecture too! You... See you next Tuesday? So, what happened next? I'm asking the questions now! Go back to the corner and jerk it while you watch, you beta! I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. So I can go back? Okay. Alright. Let's press on this. Hold it! What gives you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open. You see? Isn't it only human to want to peek? No! No! That's voyeurism! You have no right! You disgusting degenerate! Get out of my courtroom! Judge, you too! We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. Looking in a woman's apartment, you perv? Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So, you looked into the apartment. What happened then? No! I'm asking the questions! Payne! I'm bringing the pain. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. He really meant come inside. I thought to call the police immediately. Hold it! You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Hold it! 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m.? Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Present! Autopsy report? Present! Objection! That's not how you use objection. That's not at all how you use the objection. What is that? That's not an objection. That's just the next question on cross. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. Liar! Liar! How do you explain this 3-hour thigh gap? Sorry, I'm thinking of Mia. This 3-hour gap. Objection! Oh, he even sounds like that. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. Look at him sweating soy into that. You should put a cup below it and collect it for Ron Toye to drink out of later. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. You know what spot it is. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and the whole story falls apart. Mr. Ruby Elf says, oh my god, I love your reactions. Just wait until later on in the game when stuff gets weird. Phil Rogie says, how did you find Jesus? Any recommendations? Man, that's a long story for another stream. Or if you want a private answer on that, before that other stream, I'll gladly send it to you, buddy. Just email me. Email me, rekieta@rekieta.org. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Witness testimony. The time of discovery. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my goodness, my head is itchy out of its mind. Let's see. I'm gonna read a couple of super chats. We're gonna read 10 of them. Anime Collector says 6,000 watching and only 667 likes. Come on, guys. The Lord Rap. If you're not liking the stream, please go ahead and click Mia's button. Lord Rap of Rat Mountain says the feeding has stopped. Hashtag justice for Josh. Strange Wiggly Tough. Thank you for the donation. Hank Wimbledon says Nick signed his beard. Vic ate it. Sony's investigating. Guts8007 says, hey, Nick, just wanted to let you know that you're my favorite attorney. P.S. My wife is an attorney and she's next to me right now. Oh, R.I.P., buddy. Getting sued. Raven Wolf, thank you for the donation. TLJ Screwjob says, Soye already screwed them over when he said that Monica was sexually harassed on Funimation property. How would he know that unless someone, Monica, told him? That right there has to be worth some kind of exhibit or supplementary exhibit in suit. Marty Lund says, RIP Okratron Studios, RIP Sabotage Crime Family. Raven Moorhead says, to be clear, I wasn't worried about passing a drug test. I'm not a drug. Just a lot of crap and piss got done today. James Mansfield says, could rapid filing of the suit affect its quality? No. I mean, yes, in theory it could. But know that there's a point of diminishing returns where new stuff just isn't going to be as beneficial to add in. And I think they're basically there outside of something miraculous happening. The Killer Critic says, does he like crackers? Maybe. And then Miss Metokitty says, Donald J. Trump voice. Nick is a great lawyer. Good guy. Believe me. Oh, wait. Nick is a great lawyer. Good guy. Believe me. Iago, shameful person. Lies protruding. Very, very disrespectful. We're going to make voice acting great again. You with me? You with me? We're going to make it great again. There we go. That's 10 of those. Back to this testimony. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. Objection! That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. No, I mean, come on! I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. He didn't even go in the apartment. How would he know? Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. I heard the time. Hold it! Hold it! Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right! I can't put my finger on it. Mia, you should have learned this years ago. Come on, girl. But something about this seems fishy. Look, girl, if it seems fishy, you probably put your finger on it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified he heard the time. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? Hold it! You said heard, not saw? Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at I didn't think to look at anything else, least of all my watch. Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all? Objection! The witness didn't say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything. I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. But it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Well, Urk. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Wait! I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather... Oh wait, no, that and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. I mean, come on! Come on, Judge! Let's hear your testimony once more. Please! Couple more chats. Here we go. Dax Terminax says, a fifth suit coming in. Oh, I can't wait to hear about it. Hopefully tomorrow. Get ready, kids. Pain trains are coming. Pain trains are coming. Woo woo! Sam, every man says, Ermagerd, Materpaterd. There you go. Gengio says they can't pay it now. It's 11:30 p.m. My Ruby Elf says, I had to give some monies for the Smash TV reference. This Mignana stuff has been a mess so far. Oh, it has. Grandmaster Enclave says, I work night shifts, so this is always good. Glad, buddy. Joe Carroll says 10 soy smileys out of 10 stream. And he said that twice. Thank you so much. Ravenwolf, thank you for the donation. Don Williams says, take this money. I will. Guns Down in Hail says, Nick, stop. They're already dead. Lol. And then Miss Meadow Kitty says, like gripping sand, the tighter kick Vic squeezes, the more sand. Fans, escape them and their narrative. All right. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. No. No. I want to... Oh, I have to listen to his thing. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. No, come on! I want to enter this as... The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Okay, here we go. There's a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Let's hold it. Hold it! A table clock? Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Present Holmes. Objection! Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence just Who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. You see, no. I can't present this, but it's not a, he said he heard it. Or he said he saw it. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. You have any problems with this testimony now? Yes! Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. You were probably inside the victim. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Kind of like Renoir's statue left an impression on the victim's skull. He should have embellished. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Objection! Well, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! I would have said that from the start. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard no. I mean, I saw... Ah! Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you, I saw him! He killed her and he should burn! Give him death! Order! Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright! Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? Yeah, the witness said it! He freaking said it 5 seconds ago! The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ack! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Haha! You forgot one thing! Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing! How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case! Wait, who's this guy? Why does he get to say what it is? He's right, how am I going to prove that? Dang it! I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens! You treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. He got that right. That's true. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. What? Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Mia! I mean, Chief! Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Not like this. Think! But Chief, it's over. Nothing is over! I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody could prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. So, Mia, you know, girl, I'm only always thinking in the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes? Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let him have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Just a second. Need me a drink. Hit that court record. Well, I mean, we've got the electricity was out from noon to 6 p.m. See what we got. Of course! There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ah! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves that the clock was running slow. Aha! We'll do it. Take that! The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. on the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow. It was 9 hours fast! The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit. Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh yeah, baby! We got that! Order! Order, I say! We got that seizure! You know you win when you got that seizure! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. Hey, Judge, I normally like to take it slow, but today, baby, I just didn't have time. And find the true culprit at the same time? Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty! Confetti in the court. And with that, this court is adjourned. Turns out that Frank Sowett was a common burglar. He burgled his last model. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sowett let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sowett grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Objection! If she had just returned from Paris... Oh no, she returned from Paris the day before. Never mind. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. Now the true pimp defense attorney would go defend Mr. Sowett next, right? That would be what he would do. He'd go defend that guy next to get both of them off of the crime. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Dun, dun. Whew. I still can't believe we won. Right. Great job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief look this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel wrong. Right! You are wrong! That's the wrong thought process. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good riddance. Good. Wait, no! I mean bad, 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 bad! Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she's a thought. She's a thought, Larry. Oh, man. Never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Who's Harry? Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts. Innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat? Oh, no. I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't they make you just want to cry? Stop. Slap! No! No! Stop crying. What are you? Larry? Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Zip! Something that proves how she felt about him? Zip! Huh? Oh, yeah, right! What the heck is she talking about? Oh my goodness. I think I'm going with the clock. Take that! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is a clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Everybody says this. Everybody says this. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at me. Them. People changed. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go. Jack, never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we get off? Be off? Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Hey, how about dinner? On me. Wait, am I gonna have dinner on her? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Oh, baby. We're drinking some innocent butts tonight. Where my man Landon at? That is the mealiest butts that's happening on this stream. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me about it sometime, maybe over drinks. And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave to Mia." That's actually a true defense attorney story right there. Get your money up front, y'all. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. And woo! A brand new episode has been added. All right, guys, not tonight though. Not tonight. Mute this. Let me minimize this. Let me get through these chats. Let me change up the stream a little bit. Back to here. Let me get through these chats. All right. Okay, that was more satisfying than I thought it would be. Oh, goodness. That was more... That's embarrassing. Okay, hold on. Let me get this thing... Let me get this thing. What a joke. Oh, let's get these super chats taken down or gone through, and then we'll end the stream. Miss Meadowkip. Oh wait, no. CE says, please don't tell me you just asked the executives from Funimation for the documents because that would be embarrassing. 117 Hasio says, flawless victory. Aiden the Caring One says, personally, this whole controversy and division in the anime industry over a joke and a jelly bean is BS. Monica clearly needs some mental help. Finn Frog says, Nick Rekieta, the gentleman roaster. TLJ Screwjob says, so even with how slam dunk the Quarterings case is that's like a year out, right? Not necessarily. They could actually get summary judgment on that. We'll have to see. And the same with Vix, right? Vix case is probably a year out at this point. I just hope that when the suit is public, more cons will bring him back. Me too. Diligent Gravy. Oh, I read that. Andrew No War Snowboard says Nick Rackets for MK11 DLC. Rogue Mike says keeping child actors out of work since the 90s. Monica Rial. That phrase was foreshadowing, and it was our faces. It was in our faces the whole time. Mr. Sandman says first intro to 40K. I just finished Horus Rising and loved it. Great book. Great book. But I'm skeptical of the alternating authors in the series. Don't be, girl. It's all good. It's all good. Or boy. Should I continue in the proper order or just read the Dan Abnett books? No, continue in the proper order. Continue in the proper order. They're good. Horus Heresy books are good. The DCV Titan says, dang it! Hopes dash for the whaling expedition. Trey Naylor, thank you for the donation. Trey Naylor again, thank you for the donation. Lulu CC says, dang Nick, that rant was over 9,000. They'll need a Senzu bean after that. No one important says, I'm all for the waiting game if it means more heads and more evidence. Rebellion 15 says, this is some Dark Souls 2 lore. I love it. Lil Poo-Poos says, is this stream supposed to be better than S3X? Some days. It depends on the S3X. Igavas says, I cannot wait for the waterfall of Twitter tears that is no doubt coming. The victory will be so sweet. Wait, we read that one. Books, Games, Pottery says, tilt your camera down, Nick. Your face disappears every time you look down. Always enjoy the rant nights. Thanks for the extra info tonight. So exciting to have this stuff coming to light. The greatest stories never told says, good night, sweet prince. Shekel Smack, thank you for the donation. James Carp says, Nick is trying to help you, Monica, Ron, Iago. He's yelling you the process. You have to use quid pro quo to the letter of the judicial branch of the U.S. government. Not brain surgery. Get educated. Plum Logan says, Renfield is not a fat orca. Somehow I think she's more disappointed than the rest of us. Probably. Miss Meadowkitty says, MSM, drunk lawyer doesn't remember if he has D live. 12 reasons why that's racist. Don Palmera says, look up Jacob Applebaum. What is happening to Vic sounds pretty similar to, except Applebaum got hit with claims that actually involve sex. Is Hailson says, I tried to engage with a Kick Vic person today. Don't do that. Don't do it. It's not worth it. For the first time, and sure enough, it only took one tweet to get blocked. My expectations were below sea level going in, but I still feel disappointed. Wingers 012 says, so what happens now? I think I've explained it. Hank J. Wimbledon says, big money, big prizes. I love it. Triumph of Rome says, asking for prayers for the recovery of Abbot Tryphon, 70-year-old monk and police chaplain sucker punched at a gas station. Suspect still at large. So if you are a praying type, prayers for that person. No one important says, so in other words, use your words and be an adult. That's amazing how well it works. Rickard says, so all this happened because Vic gave them the pump and dump. No, actually, that's the funny thing is there's people who are accusing Vic. I can't find sex involved in it at all. So there's no pump and dump even. Are they angry because he didn't want to write a check on them? Wife them up? Maybe. Swarm069 says, the more I hear about this story, the more it feels like Funimation is run by people that think they are still in high school. My God, how embarrassing. Oh, it's going to get juicier and dumber. That's it. Ryan Gordon says, guessing Iago is Sabbath, Igor is Shane, I should say, and Renfield is Schemmel. I cannot confirm or deny any of those, but they're not all correct. Real Me says, isn't Mean Girls in a mental asylum just the movie Girl Interrupted 1999? The Zero Dav says, Halo jumping in Sui, stand with Vic. Let's see, that guy says, Nick, bro, you got crumbs on the back of your head. Very, very possible. Like I said, my allergy kicks up and my scalp gets really dry. Lil Poo Poo says, I want to eat a jelly bean. I want eat a jelly bean B-word merch. We'll think about it. Patchouli89 says, I need eat a jelly bean B-word on a t-shirt. Vortex Chris says, I need that eat a jelly bean on a t-shirt. Weeblord, I'll talk to my art guy. There's some popular demand for it. I'll talk to my art guy. Weeblord says, love the content. Drinking tequila tonight. Cheers. Wingers012 says, Toei's bringing down the hammer. Let's see. We've got Archangel Lilith says, if Monica lies on the stand, what would you expect the either added jail time or monetary loss would be? She'd probably just lose the case. Probably just lose the case if they could prove that she was lying under oath. That would be devastating. Would there be a monetary loss? The judge may sanction her. I don't know. Probably just lose the case, and that would factor into damages. Dubler says Sony doesn't know was a lie. No, it was not a lie. You knew it was a lie. No, you lied to us. No, Sony knew about whatever investigation Sony conducted. That is true. The lawsuit itself, does Sony know? I mean, I think they do now. Because I'm guessing Ty has contacted Sony to inform them of the lawsuit. But when I sang Sony doesn't know a couple times, I genuinely believe Sony had not been informed by Funimation of the lawsuit at all. And if they had, and maybe they had, I don't know. If they had, Funimation's got to be wondering why Sony hadn't sent their team of billionaire super lawyers that they claim they have to rescue them and save the day. King Explosion Murder says, please let her perjure herself. I would die. S.E. Tonk says, do you think part of these people's issue is with Vic's Christian belief? I think that's an issue for at least one of the people. CLJ Screwjob says, Rooster Teeth, Funimation, just rehire Vic already. It's not too late. Rooster Teeth RTX is in July. You still have time. That's it. Just rehire him to voice Crow and Broly. And I so can't wait to show my friends the lawsuit vid when it drops. It should be soon. M says, why not bring up the hair-pulling kiss story at the investigation? Monica, Jamie. Seems more relevant than a jelly bean and GFBF kiss. Sure does, doesn't it? Sure does. Ice Salmon says, your breakdown of this case keeps me awake at work. Happy to help. Pro Hero All Might says, Nick's gonna smoke a cigar after that rant. Night of Hopex says, everyone click the like button right now. Reminder to click like on this stream if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for that. Midnight in Exile says, do any of these people have the ability to recognize they're wrong? I hope so. Lulu CC says, dang, Nick, another over 9,000 rant. So good. They aren't going to need a Senzu Bean. They're going to need the Dragon Balls to recover from that. Get me Dende. Get me Dende now. That guy says, Nick, God is using you to expose these people. Literature Devil says that this was just fantastic. Malleable Tick says, when is the news going to break out to the public? Because at the moment, Monica and Sabbath's Twitter accounts don't seem to know. Crusader Saracen says, does your wife get all hot and bothered when you get angry and ranty? Because I'm a straight man and I kind of do. I'll have to ask. Miss Meadow Kitty, I'm sorry I missed this one earlier. I'm sorry. It says, Monica is a complete whore. So many men she can't keep score. When called out, she can only shout, believe me, and nothing more. There you go. That's a nice Edgar Allan Ho right there. Brittany Mars says, light him up, Nick. Sony mama mad. All around one says, loving that righteous fury you got going on. Wayward Foles says, hey, missed a bit of what you were saying because the video crashing on me, but just want to say I love your stuff. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Morty J says, can we get a supervillain laugh from Emperor Nick? I hope that was good for you. X Varna says, didn't even know I needed that rant tonight. QT Shut-In says, say it with me now. Get woke, go broke. Scary thing is, if kickers weren't so stupid, this would have turned out bad. Yep. James, thanks for the donation. Freighter J says, in a defamation per se, without someone losing a job or something, how does a dollar amount get picked for the damage? Judge and jury determine it. Judge or jury, depending on who's ruling on the case, they determine it. You make an argument for what the damages might be, and then they go ahead and pick the amount. Ale Mario 91 says, Clown World, make clowns law again, Clown World. CLJ Screwjob says, Are you sure you haven't been trying for baby number 678 with all this testosterone flowing? Pretty sure Lady Rackets would like it. Heck, Supergirl might be moving to Minnesota after tonight. Rip Senpai is home. Oh, come on. Rhinosaurus Rex says, I'm not saying that rant was fire, but some salamanders just tried burying their brother here. Show them no mercy, Inquisitor Rekieta. Sakaki Onsai says, so the next question is, how does Vic, and us by extension, help clean up Vic's SEO after all this? What needs to happen to get the lies removed? I'm not an SEO guy. I'm not an SEO guy, but just be positive and support. Here's the thing. I know a lot of you, me too, love the spicy stuff, love the salacious stuff, love to hear about how stupid the other side is and how the drama is. When people post positive content for Vic, share it, like it, favorite it, watch it, consume it, whatever you need to do, as long as it's not a jelly bean, whatever you need to do, help boost the SEO of the positive Vic stuff. His videos at KamehaCon, those are huge. They're 30 seconds long. They show hundreds of people in line waiting for him. Videos of his speeches, you know, that's one way to really help Vic, is to make sure that the top of his SEO is the positive interactions he's having with fans, cons, and the community. That's what you go. That's what you do. Siren Jack says, my sympathy boner for your rage boner is killing this kidney stent, man, but I'm staying stalwart. MJ Maybeal 22 says, Nick is filled with the righteous fear of the Emperor. Take my first ever super chat. I will do so gladly, and thank you. Thank you so much. Jonathan Lynn says, Nick, show those idiots how stupid they are. Oh, headphones, 10,000 degrees. Randstein Hernandez says, Nick, you can go from calm to straight up scary. Thank you. Sephrons says, so is there going to be a betting pool, and how many times object to form will come up in the possibly multiple depositions? My guess is over 9,000. Miss Meadowkitty says, remember the friends of November and how they were friends and whatnot, but December seemed reason to bring complete treason to friends you now wish nothing but rot. Ariel Fetters says, doesn't that qualify as reckless endangerment? That's a really developing area of law, and I don't think so. Dubler says, vapid, shallow sacks of meat. I forgive the Sony lies. Wasn't lies, buddy, wasn't lies. Architect of Fate says, Monica Rial is dragging the former president's mistress's good name through the mud. Here, I thought... oh, my goodness. And here I thought the Clintons left a bad taste in her mouth. Oh, come on! Kylie Rambler says, one of the best informative streams yet. Let's hope they keep up this embarrassing display of buffoonery. Just keep us in the know. I will always keep you in the know with what I can release and what I do know and what I can verify. Y says, R.I.P. Josh, his channel got nuked by a cross-dressing Evie for exposing him, not to be confused with V, whose namesake was Vmon. Luckily, Josh got a DLive account set up under Kiwi Farms. So if you like Josh's content, and I do, check it out. Check it out over on DLive. Marty Lund says, when Nick turns red, is that super lawyer God mode? Faizan 514, yes. Faizan 514 says, if you're implying that Vic deals with mental health issues or depression and they knew it, and these people are actually who you say they are, thank you for all you do. Continually praying for Vic. Punk Panther says, no one talks about the fact that out of all the guests at KamehaCon, Goku, the main character, wasn't one of them. There's been no explanation why. My guess, Iago has to be. It might just be that Schemmel is a baby and there were other Gokus present. No one important says, Ron, see 400 pages. Herder, let's do this. That's accurate. Aravis says, came for the lawsplaining, stayed for the rants. No Name says, a real man pays his own fees, but Ron is exempt. Let's see. NSR 9mm says, what's in your hair? Are those knits? No, it's probably just skin. Laney Wolf, thank you for the donation. War Fury 911 says, hey there. First super chat to you, my good sir. As someone who is going to be going into the VA business, I'm happy to see who is the cum dumps. Mini Giant says, Benadryl Fund. Lazarian 444 says, it was the Alberta Pride Rye. DCV Titan says, would it be possible? And what would it take to start a business to serve people papers with a balloon bouquet and a singing telegram while wearing a body cam, to confirm delivery and for YouTube? You know what it takes. You just listed all of the stuff. Round 1 says, I need a pic of you hugging Vic now. I guess Matsuri. Anime Matsuri. Mega Vigoroth says, Sean? I don't know. Dubler says, oh wait, no. Lazarian 444 says, hashtag Ren Foolish. Lil Poo Poos says, Ty tomorrow, feeling cute today, might file Iago. Malachi Tomlinson says, I got to see Andrew Clavin speak at UTA today. Oh, good job. Clavin's a good speaker. DLJ Screwjob says, what about Funny kicking Vic off of Broly Blu-ray? Stupid. It's very stupid. Just shows malice. Think about this. To beat the Texas Civil Participation Act, you have to show a prima facie case of defamation or tortious interference. And how better to show it than to show the malicious actions of removing him from iTunes, removing him from... And remember, it's read in favor of the pleading party. So Ty gets to say whether or not Funimation removed Vic from iTunes on purpose or if it was some mistake. We obviously infer that everything that they've done is on purpose. And then when they re-added Vic to the iTunes but didn't link it to his other work, we have to infer the malicious intent of that. They can simply say they intentionally remove Vic from the credits of shows that he's been on, and only the production company would have the ability to do that. Apple can't do it. When it was brought to their attention, they created a second false profile that didn't link to his other body of work and threw that on there. And then when they released the Amazon Blu-ray, promised contractual bonus content that was recorded and submitted to Funimation was not included, even though it was promised on the Amazon ad and advertised to customers. And the only reason it wouldn't do that, they wouldn't have that on there, is because Funimation kept it off as the only people who could put it on, and they did it maliciously. That gets read in favor of Ty in the anti-slap motion. All of this just adds to the potential for malice and builds a prima facie case. And it's very, very stupid of Funimation to keep doing this. But when have they acted smart in this whole thing? Never. Never have they done it. They've been dumb from the get-go, and they're still dumb now. And guys, I'm just an internet attorney. Imagine what a 20 to 30 year experienced litigator attorney can come up with if I'm firing this stuff after 3 shots of alcohol and playing Phoenix Wright for the past hour. Imagine what a 20+ year experienced litigant can come up with in his motion if just a fake, drunk, dumb internet lawyer who knows nothing about the case and is not privy to the information can come up with. Imagine what a better lawyer can come up with. This isn't helping your case, you idiots. It's not helping your case. Because if I'm inexperienced and dumb and don't know what I'm talking about and still absolutely wrecking you on every single thing I say, imagine what the real law firm is going to do to you. Lube up. All right, sorry. IT Weeb says DALLAS. Dallas. There you go. ISJ 322 says, love the guy pretending Jaws don't run everything. Literally the only group you can't criticize, complete with special laws about divest and sanctioning. There you go. Atofase says lawyer ASMR. No one important says insert gif of Broly owning Vegeta here. Bombut505 says, can Funny have a class action lawsuit or something for the false advertising of the DBS Broly movie on Blu-ray? Maybe. Random 11 says Iago equal Vegeta, Igor equal Goku, Renfield equal Trunks? Question mark. Cannot confirm or deny, but they're not all correct. ZZ Toluca says, will damages be to each party? Say 200K times lawsuits? Maybe. It depends on how they add them, and I don't know. We'll have to see. There's 2 types of liability. There's individual liability for the individual acts, and if they get that civil conspiracy charge, they can do something called joint and several liability, which means that everyone is responsible for the full amount, so they can just go after whoever has the full amount, and then that person has to go after the other people to collect their share and argue their share. So I don't know. We'll see as the lawsuits get filed what the answer will be. Aravas says, here's some more money for the over 9,000 rants, and remember to be kind to jelly beans everywhere. They've been through enough. One Tonka truck says, German surplus jacket was the hired private security. Monica even confirmed it. Gottfried Roser is a certified mall ninja. Come on. That guy. Their more safe private security was like a mall cop in a camo jacket, standing there looking like the only guy who didn't belong. So if you wanted him plain clothes, he just looked like a weird idiot. Better than off-duty cops and multiple security guards. All right. Hope you didn't pay him much. Talbot Link says, not chilling until the papers go out. Prepare yourself. Translation, get popcorn when it becomes time for the defendants to gird their anuses. Should be a good show. I'll be your host, Nick Rekieta. Cam and Draconis, thank you for the donation. Storm Knight MD, thank you for the donation. I didn't see it earlier. It got overwritten by your follow-up chat. Let's see. Talbot Link says, sorry for these rants. Dude, we come for the rants and the knowledge. Thank you. TPJ, thank you for the donation. Let's see. Archangel Lilith says, for sleeping pill fund, I have no problem going to sleep. I just like staying awake. Gwynbeer says, Ron, Beta Fawn, Cluck, Megatron. Steal My Name says, Nick, you've probably already covered this in your Nikipedia of vlogs, but have they covered the credentials of the investigators? No, not yet. Not yet. Like, are they PHR certified, CFI, Wicklander, etc.? That's going to come out in Discovery. Sevi Rock says, Nick, you think anything will come out that will hurt these people in the eyes of their SJW supporters? Oh, I don't know, Iago. Is there anything in your closet, Iago, that's going to come out and hurt you in the eyes of your fans? What about you, Rial? You ever hugged someone without their express consent? Wait a minute. Do any of you guys know anybody? Do any of you guys openly associate with an actual sexual predator? That would be embarrassing. I guess we'll have to find out on Discovery, right? We'll have to find out what's in everyone's closets on Discovery. That could be really interesting. And here's the best part. Since there's just so GD many of you, even if any one individual beats their own lawsuit, like with some sort of miracle motion to dismiss and a sleeping judge, guess what? You probably still have evidence relevant to the case, and you're probably still getting a subpoena request. So your skeletons will probably still come out. And I'm gonna read it. It would be really, really, really unfortunate for some of you to have skeletons in your closet that make all of this look like a giant spat of hypocrisy. That would be really unfortunate, and I hope it doesn't happen. Nocturnus says, fight me in DB Fighter Z, stream Grimroar. I haven't done one in a long time. I haven't done Fighter Z in a long time. I don't think since I've moved, and I'm sorry for that. I just haven't had time, and that game's changed so much now. I'm probably terrible. I was already bad. Andrew Santillan says, so what are the chances Rooster Teeth is going to get legal blowback? Mid to high. And is that a Warhammer flag? Yes. Imperium of Man, Warhammer flag, the double-headed Aquila. Also, howdy, because I had to use all the characters. Oh, thank you. Asphyxiation says, Rich Piana, gotta get sued for SCOTUS to confuse the patriarchy. Or wait, Soch just confused the patriarchy, right, babe? Stop making me choose between my favorite YouTube lawyers, Nick. Hey, I would never make you choose between me and Infinite El Gensity. I'll recommend him every time. I hope someday to talk to that guy on the show. He's one of my favorite YouTubers too. Reno McDowell says, do you think the male kick Vicks think they're going to get a PP touch for backing up Monica? I mean, Soye backs her up and we know he ain't getting any. Ooh, ouch. Uncivil Leech says, you don't have to read this one. Of course I'm going to read that one. It says, Nick, thanks for being the voice of reason in a sea of chaos. If anyone out there likes Monster Hunter, consider hanging out with me on Twitch, twitch.tv/uncivil leech. So if you like Monster Hunter, go check him out. Boag says, won't the music get you a copyright strike? I don't think so. The Phoenix Wright music, if it does, I'll contest it with vulgarity and screaming, because clearly transform the work. Daniel Vic says, this coming Monday. Oh, wait, no, I read that one. Boag says, also, please play with subs, not dubs. JT, thanks for the donation. QQ More, please, says, objection. Naruhodo-kun, please watch/listen to Team 4-star/VA play 40k Rogue Traders campaign. He's got the YouTube link in there. Orky Shooty Madness. Okay. Invader Tax says, you just want to murder stuff. You might like Postal. Yeah, or Hatred. Thought about downloading Postal and Hatred just because other people get mad about them. Knight of Hopex says, incendiary pile of garbage. Thrown weapon exotic, +8 to stank, +10 to flammability, -20 to integrity and personality. Instructions, it's literally hot garbage. Just throw it at people. Shane's big book of weaponized trash, page 78. Y says, the 8-bit sounds stem from the first 3 Ace Attorney games originally being made for the Game Boy Advance. Ink Penification says, this game is pure story. It's a logic puzzle game. Talbot Link says, a lawyer should always go with transparency options for his words. Blink Your Eyes 1400 says, wait, Nick, did you get consent? No, never. Jonathan Lynn says, Nick, show those idiots how stupid they are. Lord Chippy says, everyone go to kiwifarms.net and search Iago. Anon says, earlier you said the people at Poll, not Poll, Pretty Ugly Little Liars, are idiots, and a certain board of people helping you thinks you meant them. Please clarify what you meant by Poll. No, Poll/Poll, I have no particular opinion on. Pull, Pretty Ugly Little Liars, they're the idiots. So hope that clarifies it. Daniel Dawson says, get used to the cheesy, punny names. They're a hallmark of this series. Sordid Sentinel, I missed this one. I'm sorry. It says, I've been waiting for this moment for so long. Love to hear your take on the Japanifornia legal system. Please keep playing these. It'll be hilarious. Also, Maya equals Mia. Fight me. No, I didn't miss that one. I read it. Bitwave says, live coverage of the Mueller report release starting tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern at bitwave.tv/dispatch. So check that out, guys. Nova Vox says, hey, Nick, thank you for standing for Vic. And did you hear what Funimation did? They took him out of the DVD. Isn't that illegal? It's probably not illegal, but it's stupid. And again, just want to say thank you. Stay awesome. Thank you, buddy. I will try. Joshua Durbin says, LMAO, my $30 super chat a while back for you to get this game was totally worth it. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Lily Liver says, your show makes my 12-hour night shifts tolerable. Thank you. That means a lot. Revelation, thank you for Revelation 64. Thank you for the donation. Let's see. I think I read this, but I'm going to read it again. Charles Evidence says, I don't need that evidence stuff. Lol. Knight of Hopex says, sadly, this is kind of accurate. The Japanese court system is pretty much a sham. From what I understand, they start the trial before the investigation is over and can drag in new evidence and can influence the outcome all the way up until the judgment. That's weird. No one important says, stop, Nick. I'm dying from your realism. Double A says, motion for dismissal on the grounds of thoughterry. Talbot Link says, you should check out the Phoenix Wright music video, Turntable Turnabout, Money, by Mystery Skulls, now that you have some context. Funny stuff. Love the judge. Skaki Onsai says, we no longer call them cucks, we call them soyes. Oh, that's bad. Lazarian444 says, I now understand how Wade learned the legal system. Cesario JPN says, I would love to see you watch the Japanese film version of this. I suggested the idea to Legal Eagle. Don't know if you can get a legit copy with English subtitles. No US DVD release. if I recall correctly. I don't know, but I told the beard today that next time I'm in Texas, in Tyler, Texas, and have some time, I'm bringing Phoenix Wright, and he and I are going to noodle through it together, hopefully on a stream. I think that'd be funny. Vladimir M. Ivanovich says, please keep playing this. This is funny AF. I'll definitely do it again. Elron1 says, you should absolutely take over Sabbath's roles. Let's see. Zare the Hedgehog says, you're killing me with your reactions, Nick. Please play these more often. This is the hardest I've laughed in your streams. Glad you enjoyed it, buddy. Mr. Person Guy says, loving the stream so far. Watching you play this is great. Make sure you save every now and then. If this version works like the originals and the game doesn't autosave. Talbot Link says, the dot is a mole. It's a Japanese visual trope. Okay. Dark Fang, I have a mole right here. A Dark Fang 117 says, the thinker is the key to the case, Nick. Blaine 20 says, it's about time we got some fake lawyers on this show. Birdie Berry says, Japan, guilty until proven innocent. God bless the USA. No, I almost said God bless the UFC, and I don't want to say that. God bless USA. No Name says, dying of laughter watching you play this, Nick. Phil Rogie, oh, I read that one. I do mean it, Phil Rogie. If you want the answers to that, please email me and I'll gladly talk to you. Blaine 20 says, it's Leisure Suit Lawyer up in here. Hammer Bro, thanks for the donation. 37 says, didn't think I'd chat tonight, but simply this has been your best stream yet. What can I say, Nick? I love you. You inflame my passions and know the secret to my heart, justice. You've got me half drunk, sweaty with delight and exuberant. Never stop. My pleasure. Luisa Luanon says this stream is awesome. No one important says, in before Nick gets waifu emotes for Mia for his Twitch, or of Mia. 37 says, wait just a moment here. Please explain the background to theory that you're Iago and someone targeted in a lawsuit. WTF, who could be stupid enough to think of that? How does that work? Pull clarification that is pretty ugly little liars seems to think these brilliant theories all the time. Drexel's trap girlfriend says hashtag bean2. Blaine 20 says Scooby-Doo goes to court. Steve Oman 16 says hope the judge doesn't invite Mia back to his chambers for showing her his jelly bean collection. Guns Down Inhale says I want Mia's lunchbox. Sounds hot, Nick. Talbot Link says I declare confetti in the court. Conspiratorial Walnut says Kick Vic wouldn't say this. My Mr. Ruby Elf says starting a GoFundMe to get Nick's wife a Mia cosplay for him. Ooh, don't do that. I'll have 10 kids. TLJ Screwjob says, no, right? Don't accept the jelly bean. Nathan Poudrier says, just got on the stream. Quick recap of what I missed. You've missed so much. Lawsuits, 99% tomorrow, unless something really unexpected happens. If I can get a hold of them, I'll be reading them tomorrow on stream. It'll probably be 3-4 days of straight lawsuits because of the volume. It may be longer. But we'll go through every single thing, all the exhibits and everything. It's all coming out. And then there was the investigation from Funimation. Sure looks like it wasn't from Funimation. It was from Sony. Confirmed by Monica Rial in a baffling twist. And it looks like it was probably only those 3 events, even though they keep talking about more. Doesn't make logical sense. You got to watch the recap for it. Iago and Igor, evidence enough to sue them, although I don't know if they're getting sued tomorrow or not. And then we've added a new player, a new challenger approaches, and that's Renfield. When you guys find out who Renfield is, you're going to laugh, and it's not a blue orca. And I think that covers it. Iron Mater says, if you thought you were either a prostitute or a thief, if you accept resources that are provided you with the intention of having a sexual encounter or romantic relationship that you never intend to participate in, that's stealing. Richie Gonzalez says, hey, Nick, good thing came out of this. I'm inspired to write a story based on the entire Vic scandal with names changed, of course. Thanks for all you do, Nick. Keep fighting the good fight. Right away, buddy. Do, and that's right with a W. Do it well. Billy the Kid Lawrence. His opinions on Michelle Sprecht, Vic's ex who liked Jamie Markey's stuff on sexual assault / Kick Vic. I think she's an angry ex, but I don't know anything about her, and I'm not going to talk specifically about her actions. Heard something about Vic confirming that he cheated on her. I've heard the same thing. She could be crazy too, for all we know. No, I think she's a mad ex. I think what happened between her and Vic, it might come out in the lawsuit, might not. I don't know if it's going to be relevant, but it makes sense. Double A says, please do more Phoenix Wright. That was incredible. Also, you could genuinely be a voice actor. The voices were spot on. More gavel pounding. Cedia says, we need a I'm Alfarius ASMR on the next 40K stream or 24-hour stream. I'll think about it. Sakairo says, how long before Nick buys a Mia costume and tells his wife to put it on and call him Phoenix? Bad Dragonite says, loving the Phoenix Wright stream. We'll do the next case sometime soon. Des489 says, in the middle of Hereticus, what should I read next? I have both Ravenor and the Gaunt's Ghost series. Read Ravenor. Just go right into Ravenor. It's good. It's good. Iron Mater says, Nick thinks about Lady Rackets in court and Lady Justice in bed. He's a hell of a guy. Dubler says, wow, prime lawyer word acrobatics, lol. I got tricked. Double A says, reminder for that objective form mug. Blaine 20 says, row, row, row your boat. Vic is going to win. Merrily, 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 merrily. Kick Vic, sit and spin. Short Round says, believe Bulma patch. $1 to GoFundMe per sale. Oh, no. Oh, no. Seed Fan 85 says, what do you think about Ben Shapiro's burrow? I have no idea. Mega Vigorot says, doubt Eric Vale is on the Kick Vic side. I don't know anything about Eric Vale. Theodore says, where do you get the stamina to stream for 3 hours at a time on legal matters? It's whiskey and rage. Bad Dragonite says, Monica to Vic years ago, eat me my jelly bean. Come on. Ooh. Ooh. Marcus W says, get woke, go broke. They will get theirs. Dirk Mirth says, love being able to listen to you while at work. Scully with a big Justice chat. Thank you so much. Says, after watching your video last night, my time, I made a video in response about how to create a following and monetize them as a writer. It is different to a YouTuber. Here we go, guys. Let me see if I can get this. Streamlabs. Hey. Hold on. I think. Let's do this. I'm trying to get you guys this link, but Streamlabs is annoying. There we go. Here you go. Here you go, guys. If you want to check out that video, here it is. I just linked it in the chat. That's from Scully. Thank you, Scully. Try hard author. Very. And trying hard is important. So check it out. I'll spam it a couple times in the chat just so people don't miss it. That's the video that Scully produced. Go check it out. Go check it out. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're just shy of 4 hours here, so I am going to turn it in for the evening. I really wanted to play some Twitch tonight, but I don't know. Man, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm really tired. Tomorrow's going to be a big, big day. Watch for the lawsuits. I'll be, the second I have them in my possession, I'll be announcing it on Twitter. And be prepared. Be prepared. We're going through everything. This will be as public as I have access to make it, because they don't get to suddenly hide behind some fake anonymity, and this is all public record. It's going to be out there. So QQ More Please says, hope you got my message before. Hashtag jellybean with your name on it. I read your message earlier, QQ. And M says, I theorize Vic cheated on Michelle with Jamie. Let me just go ahead and suggest I don't think that's true at all. I don't think that's true at all. I don't know that Jamie's Vic's type. But, you know, which of course makes her story even stupider. Because I think she also knows that. But I don't know, Jamie. We'll see. We'll see all of this. All right, guys. Peace. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow's hopefully going to be a big day. Look, I'll be honest. If they're not filed tomorrow, I'll tell you as soon as I know. If they are filed, I'll tell you as soon as I know. I'll tell you as soon as I've got them. Watch my Twitter for all the evidence. I'm sure if you watch Kiwi Farms as well, if you don't have a Twitter, they'll be posting it as soon as it happens. So see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Peace.